You see one side specifically says in giant bold letters, Tucker Nut. The other side in big bold letters says Farnsworth. Welcome to the Savage Frontier, a cold, rugged, and sparsely populated land of snow-capped mountains, rocky hills, sprawling forests, and foggy vales. Isolated strongholds, ancient burial mounds, and the ruins of many forgotten empires dot this vast landscape. Bound by the Sea of Swords to the west and the desert of Anauroch to the east, the Savage Frontier extends... I can't read. Sorry. Whoops, sorry. Extends as far as north as Icewind Dale and as far south as the town of Daggerford. Old roads stretch across this great expanse, linking the dwarven strongholds and mines in the mountains to the coastal settlements, frontier towns, and fortified outposts of humans and other folks. These roads are long, lonely, or poorly defended, making them dangerous to traverse. In fertile valleys, towns and cities have sprung up, separated by dozens, if not hundreds, of miles of untamed wilderness, haunted by bandits, barbarians, monsters, and who knows what else. We begin our adventure today and join our group of professional adventurers in the town of Neverwinter, a city once known as the Jewel of the North before it was badly damaged many years ago. Sometimes referred to as the City of Skilled Hands, this location is the perfect place for adventurers to begin and end their journeys. What brings our heroes here? What pandemonium is in store? Let's find out. And that is the start of our adventure, everybody. We are kicking things off in the wonderful city of Neverwinter. Each of you are going to be arriving at different times, and we're going to let the dice decide who's going to be arriving first and when. Each of you have a particular task, and I will provide the initial piece of what that information is to each of you. All that I ask is, as we get to each of your characters, if you can take a moment before we dive right in to introduce who your character is, information that you would share about your character that you would normally share with the party or with somebody that you were newly introducing yourself to. And then, of course, from a player perspective, if you do not mind sharing the character's class and kind of the inspiration of the character, if there's anything you would like to share. So with that being said, we're starting things off. And our first individual to arrive, and let me go ahead and move us over there to, we got a map, y'all. Oh, where's the map? Boop. There we go. All right. Welcome to Neverwinter, everybody. You should be able to see Neverwinter now. This is an overarching map of the wonderful, wonderful city that we are headed to here. But who is arriving first out of our six? No, Ito. Our first adventure is number 2, which on my list goes to Duncan. Duncan, we're looking for a Duncan. Can you please report to the front of the stage? Duncan, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. Duncan, first of all, do you mind, Mr. Fatewalker, introducing your character? Who is Duncan?
Duncan is going to be a ranger in this party of misfits, or not misfits, whatever this ends up being. He is a I'll let the description decide it. Just that he's a ranger. He's got a little bit of a Western flair to him, as you'll see when I do my introduction to him. So, yeah. Do I just go ahead and jump right into the introduction?
You are completely fine. So the way we're gonna kick this off is, Duncan, you have officially arrived in Neverwinter. So you were just arriving in town, and you have been given 2 specific instructions. One of them, and this is from an old acquaintance of yours that has given you a contract. You should be aware of this individual. They have asked two things of you. Number one, they have asked you to head to the hunting lodge in Neverwinter and deliver a set of writs that are new bounties that have been established in the area of Neverwinter. So you've been asked to deliver these writs, and once you have delivered those, to head to the Sleeping Dragon, where you're going to be meeting a few additional adventurers. For a particular quest that you do not know anything about. You just know your services have been needed for something. That is your introduction to Neverwinter.
Okay. So I guess as Duncan steps foot into Neverwinter, I will go and introduce his character. The first thing you notice taking Duncan in is his tan skin, as if he slept under the sun. From the ground up, you can tell most his days are outside traveling. By the way he wears his clothes, you can tell he isn't afraid to get dirty. A long leather coat shrouds his leather pants and armor. The colors all muted, sun bleach, contrasting to what would be the same time under the sun as his skin. As he stands, his smirk lines up to the average human's eye level. Man or elf, you're not quite sure. A bit of both, you'd reckon. Upon looking at his face, smooth with a kept goatee, light brown hair getting lighter with the youthfulness of gray starting to show. Should he remove his wide brim hat that shades his eyes, his hair would cover the slightly tipped ears. His eyes are that of his hair, brown speckled with gray. If they ever directed at you, they seem to drink you in and size you up. Other than his smirk that breaks his stoic image, the scar being the most dominant feature, going from above his right brow to the center of his left cheek. After clearing the nose, a second smaller scar angled slightly off under his left eye and parallel with the bigger one. I reckon I need to find myself the hunting lodge. Let me see if there's any travelers nearby that can point me in the right direction.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a perception check. This is your looking for individuals that look like they might be good to get you a bit of information in.
That looks like it'll be a 15.
A 15? Okay. So as you're kind of taking in the city, because remember, because we are in we are in the Savage Frontier here. It's everything's a bit chilly here. And Neverwinter being a little bit close to the Sword Coast here, it's not as bad as other places. So it's fairly pleasant, all things considered, especially given the weather for today. So you're taking a look around and you see various travelers going through. You notice that because of the district that you've walked into, it's very much kind of a middle class setting. Not too bad. Not a lot of signs of wealth per se, but everyone seems comfortable, all things considered. You do see, though, while looking around, there is a booth that is set up just as you enter off to the side with what looks like a young halfling. That has a little stand set up, and on the front of it, it says information. What do you do?
I think I'll head to the information booth.
Okay, so you head that way, and as you near, you make eye contact with the halfling, who looks at you and goes, "Hi, welcome to Neverwinter."
Oh, hello there, little fella.
I'm not little.
Well, hello there, fella.
Thank you. How can I help you?
I'm a little new to this town, and I'm looking for some directions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
like to find the hunting lodge. I got some things to deliver there.
Okay. Let's see. And you see that as you ask the question, they kind of like eye you a little bit, just kind of making sure like that you don't seem nefarious of any way. Rolling something for no reason. And looks back and goes, "Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. So here's what you do, Mister. What you're gonna do is you're gonna head straight south. You're gonna head over to the Dolphin Bridge. That's probably the easiest way to go. Head south, and it's a little bit to the east over there. You'll see a giant sign that looks like a boot stepping on somebody's face. You can't miss it.
All right, looking for boots stepping on face after I cross the bridge made of dolphins.
If you see a building that has a piece of paper that's smiling, you've gone way too far.
Smiling paper's bad.
Smiling paper's bad. Yep.
Well, thank you so much. And as I say thank you so much, I will kind of sort of pat my hand down on, I guess, the kiosk, and I will leave a silver piece there for the information.
Well, as you set the silver piece down, the happy looks at you, goes, "Wait here, take this," and hands you what looks like, it kind of looks like a piece of silver as well, but it's got a weird engraving on it. And says, "I've heard good luck that if you pass the Dolphin Bridge, you throw this in the river and you make a wish as you pass it. It's supposed to be for good luck." Do you take the coin?
I do. That is mighty kind of you.
Okay. It definitely, you think the coin as you're holding on to it, it feels wooden to the touch.
All right.
All right. And so do you head towards the Dolphin Bridge?
Yep. I make my way towards the Dolphin Bridge.
As you head to the Dolphin Bridge, a new character arrives. And that character is, let's say we have a 3. And so 3 is going to be the music getting suspiciously quiet. There we go. Next up arriving in the city is going to be Mika. Mika, you are wanted at the front, my friend. Let's see. Let me go and pretend I see what I'm doing here. Let me get Mika added here. Okay. Mika, you should now see your character on the board. If you can do us a favor, Mika, and Vitya, and please introduce Mika to us.
My name is Mika Tisserin. I am originally from Mole Master, but have spent a good majority of my 30 years in Silvery Moon. I am a level 1 wizard. And I am also an Earth Ganassi.
Exciting. I'm so excited. Well, Mika, as you have been traveling, you just arrived in Neverwinter, and you were given 2 particular tasks. Number 1, you were told, and this was also by a familiar acquaintance of yours, to check in at the Papers and Philanthropy shop in Neverwinter. You were told that this is kind of a check-in point for your particular position. That there is there's supposed to be a package there that is waiting for you to help kind of with your next steps, which is once you have actually picked up this particular package, you're supposed to be meeting at the Sleeping Dragon with a set of other adventurers for a particular quest that you were specifically called upon to assist with.
Well, I've already traveled 472.39 miles. I might as well keep walking.
I love it. So you have arrived in Neverwinter. What? Neverwinter. That's the other part of Neverwinter. Neverwinter. You've arrived and you see it's pretty hustling and bustling, but nothing out of the ordinary. What do you do?
I would like to follow the street signs.
Excellent. Okay. So you start, you kind of look at around you and you can see that there are several places you can go kind of to the east, to the southwest, and straight south. You see signs, at least immediately towards you. The south points to Dolphin Bridge. The signs to the east, you see a couple ways. One means a Shard of Night, Historical Garden, and then Clock Tower. And southwest, you see something about Magics and Mayhem, Castle Never, and then something about the Driftwood Tavern.
I will make a note of those directions in my notebook, and then do I know anything about Neverwinter? Like, do I have a map of this place?
I'd say that from your supplies provided, you probably the map that you have here, other than the that you can currently see. Outside of the Blue Lake District, Tower District, and Protectors Enclave, nothing else is marked on the map, but I say you do at least have a general map of Neverwinter without other specifics other than those 3 specific districts mentioned.
Okay, then I'm going to take my map, like my hand-drawn sort of understanding of general direction map, align it with the signposts that I see, and then start heading where I know Papers and Philanthropy.
Perfect. Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. And you said which way were you headed? My apologies.
I'm heading southwest.
Okay.
No, southeast.
Southeast. Okay.
Yeah. Past the Winged Wyvern, probably. Why are there so few bridges in this town? You should definitely write down needs more bridges.
That's fair. So if you're heading southeast, what we'll say is you will, we're going to put you right over here. About right up here. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. As you're going along, though, can you do me a favor and roll me a D100?
Sure. I thought you were going to make me roll a perception check, and I was going to cry.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
21.
Okay. So with the 21, as you, because as specifically you notated, you see a single bridge that, at least from where you were coming down from, that lets you cross. And as you're going across the bridge, you hear what look like about 3 panda cubs in there. What they're doing is they're kind of just on the bridge, and they seem to be scheming. So you see them where, like, they've got what looks like, especially because you have your own hand-drawn maps, it's a pretty crudely drawn map of what looks like some building. You're not sure where, but you see all 3 of them kind of looking over, and one of them's going like, yeah, so I think we just go through the back. That's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. And one of the others are like, no, I think we need to go through the upper windows. And then the third one with them, who seems to kind of have a bit of stature to them, goes, no, we said the front. We always rush the front. And so they seem to be planning something, but it's just three cubs. You're not sure what they're doing, but you definitely overhear this conversation. Do you do anything as you pass?
I'm going to like crouch down beside them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, well, what time of day?
Well, the first cub you heard goes, well, I think we should do it at nighttime. And the second cub goes, no, I think we need to do it in the morning when everyone's asleep. And the third kid goes, no, we're going to do it midday. Nobody expects anything to happen at noon. We've already confirmed this. And that, so
you want to go through the front door at noon?
Absolutely. They'll never expect it.
Well,
wait, who are you? Oh, okay. Are you one in?
No, I'm just wondering what you guys are doing.
Oh,
You're
well,
obviously making the plan in this map. Actually, if you go this way around the side, there's a first floor window.
now were you looking at the map and like actually helping, or are you trying to, or is this deception? Just a confirmation.
So Mika doesn't. She's playing with them, but it's not like malicious. Does that make sense?
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, no, that's fine. So go ahead and give me a persuasion check. I think in this case.
What could possibly go wrong? 11.
Yeah, so the leader of the Cubs kind of like listens to you, and like you see him looking at the map, and you can't tell if it was actually like a window or if it was just where like maybe it wasn't fully covered in. And you see him look at it and he goes, "That's genius. Okay, I'll tell you what, if everything goes according to plan, you get 10% of the cut for your help. Does that sound fine?"
Oh, there's a cut now. I just wanted to stop and let you guys know that whoever drew this map, you should really go into cartography.
And you're one of the part of
business, one that's on the right side of the law.
You hear the Cub go, "Really?
Really, you just gotta keep practicing, and maybe not do your scheming on a very busy foot traffic bridge."
Oh, that's a good idea. And they continue to go back to like drawing and planning. But they specifically are focused on the area you pointed out. I will say as well, you've taken enough time seeing the sketch that if you happen, because there wasn't really anything that dictated like what this place was they're talking about, but you have a comfortable feeling about the design that you could probably point it out if you happen to notice it along your travels. All right, and as those shenanigans are taking place, into the city arrives Rocean. Rocean has arrived in Neverwinter. Rocean, would you like to introduce yourself, my friend? Let me just put your character on here.
I'm doing my best work on mute there. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Rocean is a level 1 barbarian. Rocean's clearly a human, but like he is massive. He is built like a brick house. But if you want the perfect like imagery for him, his blonde hair is pulled back into a loose, like unkept ponytail. He has that like easy air around him of somebody who just seems very easygoing. Very much always looking for a good time, and still seems to have that like sparkle of innocence in his eye.
Okay.
But yeah, Rocean is coming in from the north. And his first task is to meet up with his uncle, Uncle Tuckernut.
That is correct. Meeting with Uncle Tuckernut, and then after you have met with Uncle Tuckernut, you were going to be heading and meeting a group of adventurers for an actual quest at the Sleeping Dragon. So you have arrived in Neverwinter. The air is brisk, but it is a beautiful day. What do you do?
Do I have any instructions on how to get to Uncle Tuck's house, just so I know?
As of right now, no. You just know that Uncle Tuck is in Neverwinter.
So the first thing I think Rocean will do is just wander the city.
Okay.
Randomly, even though he has no idea where he's going, just kind of assuming it's all going to work out.
Okay. Which direction are you headed? Would you like to roll a d6 to figure out which way?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I will roll 1d6.
So I think my digital dice are not showing. Sorry, I've got that updated now. Sorry about that. You rolled a 1?
A 1.
Okay, we're going to say 1 is going to go straight east. Is the way that we'll start this off. So you head straight east. And are you actively like taking in the sights as you go along, or are you just kind of just wandering, waiting to see something that points out as obvious? Like how are you just wandering the streets?
The touristy way possible.
Excellent. Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check as you are traveling the streets. We're gonna put you right here. Okay. So you're just kind of you're doing the full tourist kind of navigating through, see what happens. You come across the blue lake as you're walking along, which is just a beautiful, and because the day's beautiful, you see it's pretty active and bustling right now. And you head over to the Tower District, and what you notice is as you continue heading further east, it's kind of like going from the more modern side of town to the more historic side. And you start to see like the buildings look a little bit more dated. You actually see buildings that look like they are in the process of being fixed. So there's patches. It's definitely, you can tell that the area that you are moving into doesn't have the same like introduction that the Blue Lake District had when you were first there. And as you get further in, you get to an area that seems to be pretty hopping, and you see right in the dead center of this particular plaza you've made it to, you see what looks like a band. It's a group of bards. One of them is playing the drums. Another one is playing what looks like a lute. There's somebody that's humming, and then there's somebody that just has this weird triangular metal object that they're just sitting there just banging on it. But they seem pretty. They're doing a pretty good job, all things considered. So there's a crowd that's kind of around watching them, tossing a few coins at them, but nothing out of the ordinary. But so that's about the only thing you notice outside of. Kind of very similar, though you didn't see it at the beginning. You do see a little area where it looks like there's an individual, maybe a halfling, that has a little booth set up that says information. That's just kind of tapping along to the music. What do you do?
I'm gonna head over to the information booth.
Excellent. So you head over there, and it looks like the individual at the booth has not noticed you. They're watching the band, and they just they have not paid it. Oh,
hey, little bro.
Holy!
Hey.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you, bro? How's it going?
I'm good. You're a big fella.
You're a little fella.
I know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. How can I help you?
Do you know where my uncle lives?
Who's your uncle?
Uncle Tuck.
Uncle Tuck. What's he look like?
Like Uncle Tuck.
Oh. I don't know of a Tuck. Do you know what he does?
It's like a delivery driver. Like he goes around and takes shipments all over the place.
Oh, okay. So you probably want the supply district. Okay, yeah. Okay, I don't know a Tuck, but I do know of a Mr. Tuckernut.
Yeah, Uncle Tuck. That's Uncle Tuck.
Oh yeah, he works. He created this this interesting business model on south side of Neverwinter. He calls it supply chain. It's just a bunch of chains that connect boxes that he eats places. It's pretty impressive.
That's Uncle Tuck.
It's some kind of magic, but a lot of people think he just throws things really, really hard, but nobody can prove it. So yeah, the best way to do it is just because you have the river separating the Neverwinter here. You should probably head back west to Dolphin Bridge, and then you just head straight east. Technically, your uncle's like directly south of here, but there's no way across because there's a river that's going to be in the way.
I just swim the river?
You could try.
I just gotta head one direction that way, right?
You just go straight south and you got it.
Okay. Hey, if you want, I can lift you up. I can put you on top of the sign. You can get a view like a tall person.
Absolutely, and he does like the grabby hands thing.
I pick him up and I put him on top of his information sign.
And he immediately just locks back into the locks back into the actual performance. But this goes, thank you, and he hands you a coin that looks silver, but has a wooden tint to it.
You're welcome, buddy. What's this?
Oh, and supposedly if you throw it in the river and you make a wish, it comes true.
Oh, great. That'll help me get across the river.
Oh, yeah, actually, maybe. That's a good idea. Have a good day.
I am gonna head directly south.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna move your character right here and come back to that. And as you are approaching the river, so far we're getting unique rolls. Okay. Next up we have Zada. Zada to the stage. Zada, are you there, my friend?
I am.
All right, Zada, would you like to introduce your character, my friend?
Sure. What you see before you is an average sized female. She's probably about 5'6". She's 29 years old. She has long, dark brown hair that's tied back in loose braids, but some of the hair escapes, so there are sections hanging free around her face.
Okay.
She has large blue-green eyes, but around the pupils, there's like this bright golden starburst in each one of them.
Ooh.
And lightly tanned skin. Her eyes, they're the evidence of her heritage as an Aesir.
Okay.
She has a very direct gaze, and at times it makes people really uncomfortable. It's kind of like her angelic nature can just see right through to the truth of a person.
Gotcha.
But she has a deep compassion in like her human soul, so it's constantly at war with that judgment of knowing that people can do some really horrible things, but they're also capable of incredible kindness. So it makes some people uncomfortable being around her. She is wearing a kind of charcoal gray tunic that laces up the front, and it has a little bit of like dark red embroidery here or there. Close fit, like darker gray leggings, and then an overskirt that is split up to the thigh on each side to allow for ease of movement and walking, but a little bit more coverage. She's got on a long gray cloak with a hood that she usually has up when she's traveling, and the cloak has a mossy green lining on the inside.
Okay. Okay.
She has a amulet at her throat. It's about an inch long, and it's two hands clasping a pearl between them, and the wrists have like red chips of stone binding them together. And then she's wearing just simple leather shoes that lace up around her ankles. She's a level 1 monk, and she has traveled here from Waterdeep.
Okay. So you've had a good bit of travel. And as you are coming over, you know that you were given two specific tasks. Number one is that you were asked. You're not necessarily coming as a diplomat per se, but more as like a representative of the Temple of Ilmater. You've been asked to bring a set of supplies to the local temple here in Neverwinter. Make sure that when you get there, you let them know who you are, and effectively what you did in Waterdeep, just to kind of give you an introduction of what your character, how your character was supporting the temple there, and how they might be able to you could potentially provide assistance locally. And once you've delivered those supplies, you were asked to meet with a group of other adventurers at the Sleeping Dragon, that there was a particular contract for assistance that had been set, that you by name were specifically requested for. to assist with. So those were the two things or two pieces of guidance you were given as you left Waterdeep. So you've arrived in Waterdeep. You've arrived in Neverwinter. What would you like to do?
Is there a city guard or a person who looks like they have some authority here at the gates?
Yes, the entrance does have two standing guards. They look like they're definitely guards, but it looks like they're just more. They definitely don't look like they are at like ready to strike. Like they look like they're just kind of relaxing, but they are definitely guards without a doubt.
Okay, I would like to approach them.
Okay, so you approach the guards, and they both kind of look at you. They nod, and they kind of just go back to what they're doing. One of them is reading a book, and the other one's just kind of like shuffling her feet. She's not really doing anything out of the ordinary, but they have definitely made known that they know you're there. So.
Okay. Pardon me. I would need some assistance if you could help me, please.
Yeah, what do you want?
I would like to have some directions to the temple of Ilmater, please.
Okay. It's that way.
And they point eastern.
Okay. Are there any signposts along the way
Do you just start heading east?
that I can see? Yes.
Okay. So as you start heading east, you notice that you get to a section, and we'll say that you get to about right, about right here. And then you see that there's a section you're about to head into, and you see that the signs, like they're definitely street signs, but they're not actually like, there aren't words on the signs, but there are symbols. And looking at them, you can immediately just even from just with your passive religion score, you can identify that each of these are definitely like symbols of different deities. You can immediately identify the symbol of Ilmater and that it's pointing to a specific direction.
I will pursue that direction.
Okay.
Also, if there are any beggars or anyone around,
So
donate a silver to anyone.
that's perfect. So as you head into this area, and you kind of turn into the particular street that you see several temples have been set up on. There are individuals that are kind of sitting along the streets there. They have leaned down, their heads are down, they're cloaked, and you see many of them have just their hands up. So there are several individuals here that look like they are looking for help. Are you planning on providing a silver to each individual that you see, or how would you go about this?
If there aren't more there than money that I have,
Mm-hmm.
I will provide each with a silver.
Roll 2d6.
Okay. I don't know if they're transmitting over. I got 8.
An 8. Okay, so you see 8 individuals that seem to be in some various form asking for assistance.
Okay.
Um,
Donate a silver to each.
okay. As you are doing so, one of the 8th individual that you do, like you definitely look like they were they were in the middle of talking or something like that, and when you offer a silver, they take it and they look at it, and they look at you, and they say, and an important thing to note, you notice this individual, they don't have any distinct features other than you notice against their neck, there are very distinct scales that look reddish in nature, and their eyes are that of a serpent's. And they look at you and they say, "Hash, posh, bagash." And they reach into their pocket and they hand you what looks like a silvery coin that looks like it's got a wooden tint to it, or a wooden coin that has a silvery tint to it, better said.
Okay. Do I recognize the language?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh, that was good, but then it was not as good. That's a 12.
It seems to be primordial in nature.
Okay.
Do you speak primordial?
I do not.
Okay.
But I will accept the coin with a smile and continue toward the temple.
As you accept it, they go Hagaba, and they kind of like they stop you and they point to their hand. Are you looking at their hand? And they wave a finger, and you see that in their palm it looks like a little a little minor illusion of what looks like a river with two pieces of land across it. And you see like a little image of yourself, like a stick version of you, holding something and throwing it into the river. And he's trying to,
Okay.
yeah. So you do with that information as you will, but he seems to be trying to convey something about throwing something into the river.
Okay.
And then he nods and he goes back to what he was doing. So, and then you're heading to the temple from there?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Next up, we have, as you're heading to the temple, we have Cadence. Cadence, you are up, my friend. Are you there, Cadence?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can, Cadence. Here we go. You are now on the board. Would you like to introduce who Cadence is before we get started?
Sure. Full name is Cadence of Four Seasons. Cadence comes from a place called the Feywild. It's a plane that's closely attached to the prime material plane
Okay.
that we're currently on. But things are brighter there, and nature is wild and untamed. It's also a place where like all those fairy tale creatures would be, like your the fairy queens, pixies, even the darker elements like quicklings and those kinds of creatures. Cadence came to here about a year ago, and is just really curious about everything that's going on, and is just interested to see like what this world is like. It's so different, but also there are some similarities to where they came from.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Descriptive wise, Cadence currently looks like a elf that's clad in like spring colors. They have a purple floral crown, um, like a moss green hair, moss colored eyes as well. But Cadence is what's known as an Eladrin, who can change their appearance and even their gender depending on their feeling. So currently they're kind of like spring androgynous, but there's no specific like this is a man or this is a woman kind of feeling to them right now.
Okay.
And yeah, they're just ambling into town, kind of looking around, taking in the sights.
Well, perfect. And as you're doing that, you do know as you arrived, you were given two pieces of instructions from an acquaintance that effectively called in a favor. Number one, you were given a set of rare seeds to deliver to Neverwinter's renowned historical garden. There's a garden that's supposed to be in an area that's still basically being renovated in Neverwinter. And they turned part of it into a huge, effectively like a botanical garden to some degree. So you have a set of rare seeds that you were told to deliver there. And also, you were told that it was quite the sight to see, so thought that you would definitely enjoy that. And then after doing so, you were supposed to meet with a group of other adventurers at the Sleeping Dragon. And you're going to meet with these to actually fulfill a specific quest that you've been asked for your assistance. So, you've arrived in Neverwinter. What would you like to do?
So walking in through the gates, I take a look around to see if there's like any indication of where I should go to get to this garden.
You looking around, you don't notice anything in particular other than to the east, you do see it mentioning about the Tower District. To the south, you see about the Dolphin Bridge. And then to the west, you see something about magics and mayhem, as well as the Driftwood Tavern.
Was I aware which district the historical garden was in?
Not specifically, no.
Then I just wandered in a random direction.
All right. Which direction do you head?
May I do the same thing that Rocean did?
Roll a d6, and we'll keep the same thing Rocean did. We got a 3. Okay. So if 1 was east, then we're going to say 3 is south. So you head directly south.
That's right.
Okay. So we're going to have you head all the way down to about right here. And you get right to about that section, and you come across a couple things. First of all, roll me a perception check if you can, Cadence.
Sure.
Let's see what they see.
I am going to roll perception. Oh.
What's the total?
I got a total of 4.
Okay.
There's just so much going on. It's all interesting.
It's everything's alive with the sound of music and chaos for sure. So you make it down there, and you're not taking in any specific information per se, other than you like the weather is really, really beautiful right now. But you get to a point and you accidentally bump into somebody, and they go, excuse me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just caught up in the sights. Did I harm you?
When you take a look at them and you realize as you've bumped into them, they seem to have been holding what looks like some kind of pot of liquid that has basically fell back and has spilt all over their shirt and some of their pants.
I am so sorry. Let me take care of that for you. And I pull out my violin that I have on me, as I am a bard. And I do a quick ditty and cast prestidigitation to clean their garments.
How'd you do that?
It's just a trick I picked up at a college down in Waterdeep. It's very useful, actually.
Oh, okay. Can you get me more soup?
Perhaps one day, but I'm not aware of the correct musical piece to play.
Oh, can you just buy me some soup then?
Sure. How much was your soup?
10 silver.
I think that's 1 gold, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she pulls out a gold piece and hands it to him.
Oh, thank you.
I am so sorry about your soup. Hopefully this will pay you back for that.
Absolutely. And you see they just kind of drop the bowl of soup that they were holding, and they take off running.
Nice fellow.
All right. Do you continue going south, or do you head in another random direction?
Let's amble again.
All right.
See where we go. 6.
Okay. Doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. So you head northeast. So we're gonna put you right about here. And with that, I believe we have one individual that has not joined us yet, and the music did not auto play. I don't know why I did that. Hang on, let me fix that. Next up. Oh, that's kind of nice.
Beautiful.
Oh. Okay. So next up we have Let me pull them up. Nix, are you there, Nix?
Sure I am.
All right, Nix, welcome to the table, my friend. Would you like to introduce your character?
Yes. So, Nyx is very new to this plane and hasn't fully adjusted yet. She's a very, well, not very small, but a small, almost like a tiefling, but with some odd features. She actually looks more like a mix between a tiefling and a goblin. And she's bundled up in this hodgepodge of clothing that looks like she prepared for a blizzard or something to come through. Just way overdressed for the current temperature, yet still seems to be cold.
Okay.
And her clothes aren't like, shoddy or anything. They just seem to have been gathered from a variety of different sources, none of which fit and none of which match. So you can see horns poking up through her hood. If you look carefully under her many layers of cloaks, you can see a whip-like tail hanging down. And anybody that gets close enough to her can smell just this overwhelming, maybe for some people, overwhelming sense of, or smell of brimstone on the air. Which isn't actually coming from her. If you took the time to investigate, it's actually coming from an earring that she has. And that's because she is an artificer who has apparently, for no other reason than to annoy people, used her magical tinkering skill to make this earring just absolutely reek of brimstone. Of course, if you question her about it, she'll tell you it smells like home. And I believe she is headed from Neverwinter. Is that correct?
You are arriving at Neverwinter.
Oh, sorry. Waterdeep is what I meant.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that is correct. And you were given two particular tasks, Nyx. One was to stop in and give your. Sorry. No, that's Rocean. Sorry. You're also headed to Uncle Tuck. You were told to stop by a specific shop called the Magics and Mayhem. You were supposed to say who sent you and that you were there to help with a particular item. You know what that item is. And two, you were then to head to a place called the Sleeping Dragon to meet with a set of adventurers to go on a particular quest. So this is also an acquaintance of yours. So Nyx, you have arrived in Neverwinter. What do you do?
So she pulls out a note that is written in Infernal and just kind of like reads it over. It's like Magic and Mayhem. Why? That sounds like it's a very repetitive name. Why bother saying it twice? And we'll just kind of look around. Probably stand like in the middle of this square right here, and just be in the way of everyone. To just kind of look around, see what she sees.
Okay.
Look for any signs, and possibly try to determine if she can find a "you are here" sign type thing.
Gotcha.
Is there a city map? Conveniently.
So go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh,
that's a natural 20, 22.
Yeah. So you notice a couple things. Number one, you notice that every third or fourth person specifically kind of like slows down to stare at you for a minute. And you can see like the wheels are turning. They come to a conclusion and then they keep moving. Nobody stops you or stops to ask, but you definitely notice that you catch the attention of a few folks, right? Not concerned, but more curious. And you overhear somebody whisper to the others like, who left their baby? Oh no. Should we tell somebody? And they're like, nah, it's not our problem. It's not our problem. And then they keep going there. You do notice the information booth with the halfling that is set up there. You overhear music, you hear hustle and bustle, but you do specifically catch that to the west, there is a sign that points to the west that says or southwest that says Magics and Mayhem.
Ha. I will pick up my sack of stuff that seems a bit overfull and kind of roils around concerningly and just hang it over my shoulder and start marching in that general direction.
Okay. So you very shortly after you arrive, you head right in that direction and you head to the store and you see one of the most fascinating places you've ever seen. It looks like and just overarchingly like it's like, think of somebody like a pit my car situation, but a building. It's got flare. There's multiple colors that are like rotating on the outside of the place. It looks way out of place alongside all the other regular shops here. And you just see it just randomly flash Magics and Mayhem. And as you approach the building, you see that there's like a carpet that's hanging up where a door would normally be that automatically slides to the left to seem to allow you to go inside. You see individuals that go inside and you see individuals come out. And you see quite an oddity of things. You'll see like somebody went inside and they had like a giant sack of what looked like various weapons. They were there for a little bit and as you're approaching and by the time you make it to the building, they are leaving and they have a single necklace that they are now wearing and they look just a little bit buffer than they did before. You see somebody that walked inside and then they come back outside and they are completely colored blue now, whereas they were not previously. So you see all sorts of like interesting things that are not the same coming out that they did going inside. But you have made it to Magics and Mayhem.
I take note of these interesting things. And then as soon as there is a opening on the crowd, I will just kind of like shoulder the door open and go through myself.
Okay. So you make it inside and an individual stops at the, as you like kind of like jumps in front of you as soon as you walk in. That goes, "Welcome to Magics and Mayhem. My name is, sorry. Are you good, little one? Sorry, did I scare you?"
No, it back up. It's personal space.
Can do. And you see them like just take a single step back and goes, "I am Mighty Max of Magics and Mayhem. How can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm here with help with the goods.
Okay. What goods is that, my friend?
You know, the goods.
Whose goods?
Do I really need to tell you?
Oh, those goods.
She's intentionally not saying who sent it.
Okay. Do you work for this individual?
You could say that, maybe.
Okay. Just a moment. I shall return. And you see them like where they seem like very, very graceful kind of when you first met them. They seem to kind of storm to the back. You hear a couple of whispers and things happen and you see somebody that was not this individual kind of lean out and you see them kind of stare at you for a moment and then lean back. And as this is going on, you hear somebody lean in behind you and goes, "Excuse me, little one. Where are your parents?"
What? Probably in hell.
As you turn around and look, you see what looks like a tiefling that seems overly concerned looking at you. "Did you say in hell?"
Yeah, where's yours?
They're at the Driftwood Tavern right now.
You sure?
I think so. I was going to meet them and was stopped in to see what was on sale. Do you want to come with me?
No.
Oh, okay. Do you have a home?
No.
Oh. Okay, and you see like she kind of leans in and goes to like pat you on the head.
What are you doing? Get off me. Stop it. I will bite you.
She notates and goes, don't worry, we'll get you some help, little one. And you see her start to leave and seem to bustle in a particular direction.
Crazy people.
And by the time this interaction is over, the individual comes back and he goes and nods and he hands you a piece of paper and goes, just hold on to this information and give this back to the individual that sent you. It should have all the information that it needs. And good luck on your adventures, my friend. Please know that you were specifically given this, no harm, no foul.
Did you say it was a piece of paper?
Yes. Like a folded up, like it's a piece of parchment that's been like stamped.
Okay. I immediately open it up.
You okay?
No one
You
told me
open it.
not to.
That's fair. You open it up and you see what looks like a list of various items and ingredients.
Interesting. That's it?
That's it.
That's boring.
Can I help you with anything else?
I don't know. You got anything else you can give me?
Well, we've got some magic items for sale here. If you have some items, we can also do some upgrades. We got some enhancements, all sorts of good stuff.
I don't know if I trust you to touch my stuff.
What? Oh, okay.
You seem like a shifty character.
Well, that
You're doing
seems kind of
business with me,
rude.
after all.
What? Oh, okay.
Hey, you know where the sleeping dragon is? I'm assuming that that's not an actual dragon, but
No, that's
if
one
it
of
is, please let me know. I prefer not to die.
it is not a dragon. It's one of the three main bridges here in the beautiful city of Neverwinter. It's straight south from here, my friend. You cannot miss it.
Who names a bridge the sleeping dragon?
The same person that named it the Winged Wyvern and the Dolphin Bridge. Nobody knows.
I mean, I guess they're consistent at least. That's fine.
You see like kind of this moment of like, what? But they don't question the motive. But you have your piece of paper. It's no longer sealed, but you do have it. And you know where the sleeping dragon is if you choose to head that way.
I'll take the bag off of my shoulder, put it on the ground, open it up, and just toss the paper inside of it, and then close it back up again.
Okay.
While it's open, a variety of like colored lights and stuff spill out, and something laughs maniacally. Like just shut it back very quickly.
Okay.
It's like, I ignore that.
You definitely have caught some interest, but nobody seems to say anything.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Gus. Also, you got some weird customer trying to, like, abduct people. It's a bit strange.
Oh.
Maybe check on that.
We'll get a guard to go and investigate it now.
All right. As I head out, I use my magical tinkering skill on the doorknob to make it emit a high-pitched whine that's just on the edge of hearing.
Oh no. Okay. And then you head to the sleeping dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna go and throw you right there, arriving there. And as a confirmation, we're gonna lean back over to Duncan. Duncan, so you make it to the Dolphin Bridge, and you see as you arrive, you notice something very peculiar. There are 3 panda cubs that it looks like they had some kind of a makeshift like map of some kind of building that they have circled consistently a particular section of the map. And you can't really hear what they're saying, but they seem to be scheming something together. You also see a sign that particularly points to the hunting lodge, as well as the house of knowledge and the winged werven. What do you do? Oh, and the sleeping dragon.
I will toss the coin over the bridge.
Okay.
Hoping for better days ahead.
As you toss the coin, you hear a voice in your head go,
"Thank you."
Okay. You're welcome. I say in my head.
Okay.
I'll head straight to the hunting lodge.
okay.
We can carouse after we get these things delivered.
Okay. So you make it, you head to the, straight to the lodge, and you get there and you see exactly as mentioned. You see the sign is a boot that is standing over what looks like somebody's face. You are pretty sure you have found the hunting lodge. What do you do?
Go inside the hunting lodge and look for, I guess, some type of central point, head of someone that looks like they know what's going on in there.
Okay. Have you seen those old westerns where somebody walks in for like the first time, and like the entire place like goes like deathly silent and all goes to stare at who walks inside?
I sure have.
Okay, that's what happens. So you head inside, and there was a ton of excuse me, I'm so sorry, a ton of noise, and it stops abruptly, and everybody turns to look at you. So you have the attention of at least about 30 different patrons, and the entire staff in this place.
What time of day is it?
About midday. Some would say it's high noon.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I believe I might have some new jobs for y'all. Who do I give these writs to?
When you say the new jobs, before you can even finish the rest of your sentence, you hear about 15, 20 people go, "Huzzah!" And like they get super excited. Like because you can tell there are several adventurers here, and most of them looked exasperated, like extremely bored. So the thought of like new jobs like got super excited. And the folks that are not doing that, they all point you to a wall. And what you see is like a giant board that has several different writs like pinned to them. And you see at the very top in embroidered letters, it says the Deadpool.
All right. So lots of things pinned up on this wall of interest.
You hear a person back from like there's like a little like almost like a table set up back there. It goes right you can bring them right over here, fella. I assume you're new to Neverwinter.
I sure am.
Yeah, bring them over here. We'll take care of them. We gotta validate them and make sure that like they're all like legit and whatnot. So bring them on over here.
Sounds good. Straight from Waterdeep. Here you go.
Straight from Waterdeep. What brings you down here to Neverwinter outside of these Reds? Are you just delivering work, or you got other business here?
I've got another point of business over at the Sleeping Dragon once I figure out where that's at. But outside of that, just these writs. I guess you guys were looking for work anyways, so glad to help.
Absolutely. And
hopefully you can validate them quickly and get them up on this Pinterest board over here.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody, I mean, we usually call it the Tumblr, but yeah, that works. But I tell you something, the Sleeping Dragon, that's got a fascinating backstory if you got a moment.
You know what? I always have a moment for a fascinating backstory.
Excellent. Well, I'll tell you something about that. The Never Embers, they're a clever bunch. The Sleeping Dragon, there's rumor that if you go to the Sleeping Dragon and you actually sleep on the bridge, you're supposed to actually wake up a dragon. That's why they call it the Sleeping Dragon.
You don't say.
I do, actually.
How many people have slept on that bridge and woke up not a dragon?
Well, nobody knows because once they become a dragon, they get wings and fly away. So there's some people, they sleep there and they're not there in the morning. So we just make the assumption that they're just, they turn into a dragon and left and they're never seen again. Pretty fascinating.
Sounds very fascinating. Thank you for obliging me of that.
You're welcome. Can I do anything else for you? Are you looking for work?
I might be. Once I take care of my last little line item, I might come on back over here and peruse the offerings you guys have.
Well, come on back anytime, and just so you know, in case this is something that interests you, and he slides you over a pamphlet, it's like, and any new recruits that you bring with you to help on the bounty hunts, you get a 10% cut of their writs they complete.
Well,
we call it a refer.
Nice
We call it an affiliate program.
An affiliate program.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate this offer of partnership.
Absolutely. And with that, you have delivered your writs. Do you head over to the Sleeping Dragon?
I will take a quick look at. Does it look like it's going to take them a while to put these writs up on the board?
It does, because you see that they put them on top of a giant stack of papers.
How many people are chomping at the bit, like waiting for those papers to get on the board?
So there were about 30 patrons you notice, probably about 20 or so.
How many of them are young bloods versus what I could classify as veterans?
Roll a D20, or sorry, roll a D100.
That works. 10.
About 10% of them look like they are seasoned. The rest of them look like brand new adventurers.
All right. I kind of look at all of them as I turn around. I tip my hat and say, "Good luck to all y'all." And head.
They all tip their hats to you and say the same thing. And then you head to the Sleeping Dragon?
Yeah, but I won't go fast. I'll take it slow.
Okay, no worries. No worries at all. Okay, so that takes us to Mika. Mika, so you after assisting with Operation whatever the Panda Cubs are doing, you make it to about right here on route to Papers of Philanthropy, and you come across a very interesting building. Let's see, let me just pull up the specifics here. You come across a building that looks like it has a giant book that you clearly identify as like representation of not necessarily like a library, but a house of knowledge and research. And you see a very distinct symbol on the outside of this building. The symbol looks like a piece of parchment on a golden that has like the what the parchment's sitting on is made out of gold that is open. It looks just very, very distinct, and it's huge. So you come across this building and you see a couple of individuals in very distinct outfits, almost like doctors' outfits that are heading into this building.
This is a temple to Ogma, isn't it?
That is correct. This appears to be a temple to Ogma.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the building and at the people walking around, and I'm gonna look back over my shoulder, back towards the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna let the people, like one of the people, I'm like, hey, you're followers of Ogma, right?
See, that's Why, yes, we are.
Great. I'm all for free knowledge exchange. I do want to let you know that there are 3 children currently planning some sort of funny little heist. You know how kids are. Out on the bridge, and I think you might want to go and talk to them. One of them is a very promising cartographer. But you might want to go talk to them before the City Watch does.
Oh, that might be little Garfunkel again. Yeah. So, but I mean, they're good. They're good kids. They're really, really good kids. But they get a knack for trouble. See, they were orphans, and they all 3 of them got adopted here very recently, but they can't help but keep getting into trouble as it is. They are taken care of. They're fed. They have a wonderful family, but they love causing trouble. There's a particular sweet shop here in Neverwinter that they keep just trying to find ways to steal the sweets. It's ridiculous.
Well, you might want to let the proprietors of that location know that noon through the front door.
Well, that doesn't seem very clever.
No, it really doesn't. And I just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
I'm glad that they've kind of got some sort of rapport.
Well, I mean, you gotta give them credit for trying, I suppose. I mean, they've attempted stealing from that place 9 times already. So,
Wow, have they succeeded any of those 9 times?
nope, they keep going through the front door.
Well, you know,
in the middle of the day. Maybe. But thank you. We will make sure to alert the needed folks. And he kind of leans. They lean over and look at somebody, and she kind of nods and starts to head towards the Dolphin Bridge. So you believe you have at least alerted and have somebody headed in that direction. So
awesome. I didn't want to narc on these kids to the police, but I had to tell somebody.
That's perfect. Well, and I will say from where you are as well, you do finally come across a sign as well that shows you further east, past the supply chain district, is the papers and philanthropy shop. If you want to continue heading in that direction.
Sure.
Okay. So as you arrive, you come to a shop that's fascinating. It almost looks like it's a building that, because in the district that you're in right now, it's important to note that you were in an area that, again, was a little bit more, everything was a little bit better put together. Things looked pretty well. You're in an area now that looks like the buildings are patchworked, not very put together, so to say. And more importantly, it looks like there's very little traffic through here. Like, once you actually left about this area right here, you may be coming across 5 to 10 folks, give or take, but very, the traffic is slowed down immensely. And then you finally get to the shop, And then all of a sudden, you just have in the middle of like these patchwork buildings, this beautiful, immaculate, just structure that looks like it's been there for centuries, but it looks untouched to time, sitting right there. And you see what look like several owls that are traveling in and out of this building. So you see several birds that are flying outwards in various directions and coming right back in. But it is important to note that these birds do not appear. That it appears like they are a combination of either magical or mechanical. So they don't look like actual owls. You see a few people that are wearing very peculiar hats that seem to be working in the area, but you don't see a lot of traffic going in and out of the building. What do you do?
I'm going to take a quick note about the mix of owls. It's very interesting.
Okay.
And then I'm going to head inside.
All right. So you head inside, and it's a hustle and bustle. You see a pretty diverse group of characters. They are running around with various boxes, with various items, and there's a lot of movement taking place in the front end. And you see off to the side, there looks like it's kind of like imagine like a gift shop in the midst of a post office. That's off to the side, and there are two quills that are making an X on the outside of the door, and it just simply says scroll shop. You see that notated there. There's a couple of individuals that are standing behind a counter, and as you walk in, one of them kind of looks at you and kind of motions you in their direction.
I will head over and I will introduce myself. Mika Tisrin, I'm a gauntlet. I'm here to send a package and maybe, hopefully, I think there's a package waiting for me.
Hopefully y'all are the little bit more what's the word, competent that the last set of gauntlets they sent over here. The last one, he came in here drunk as a skunk. He destroyed a bunch of very important parchments, and they went about their way. It's ridiculous.
Okay, I do want to clarify. I'm a gauntlet. I'm not from the Order of the Gauntlet. I know our names are kind of confusing.
Oh, you're with those gauntlets. Okay. Sorry, I thought you. Okay, you're not. I apologize. No. That one was also incompetent, but they just didn't know what they were doing. Okay.
When was the last time that you saw the last gauntlet? I'm asking for reasons.
Like several years ago. I don't even remember.
Less than 4?
More than 4.
More than 4.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Hang on. You said Mika?
Yep, that's me.
All right. Let me just see. You see him kind of go back there, and yeah, here we go. And they bring out what looks like a very neatly sealed package. And they set it in front of you, and it is addressed to you. And it just says, hang on, let me make sure I've got the name right here. Doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. It just says, "You'll know what to do, old knight." And hands you the package and says, it was prepaid for you, so no cost today.
Do I need to sign for it?
I mean, normally, yeah, but for some reason he didn't ask for a signed confirmation, so I guess you're fine. That's not safe, but what do I know?
Sign for it for your own record purposes. I am totally fine with that. I understand the importance of very meticulously kept record.
And as you're saying that, you see him just slowly slide a piece of paper towards you with a place to sign.
Okay, I will sign my name and I will look up to him and I will say, remind me, what's today's date?
Ah, yes, it is and you see a small loading screen. And this is an important thing for everybody that is watching as well as everybody that's here. The particular day, it's the second day of high sun or Eliasis. More important, or Elisis, I believe. It is effectively 2 days after Shield Meet. That is the particular day our adventure is starting.
Awesome, thank you.
Absolutely.
I will sign it, and I will take my package.
Okay,
Are there
so
any
you,
special rules when it comes to the scroll shop, or is that more open for general business?
like, well, I mean, no, you have to. There's a requirement. They say that you have to be able to use them to be able to purchase for them. It's not necessarily like a written rule. It just seems that they're real peculiar. They don't want to give magic to people that don't know what they're doing. Apparently, they don't.
Probably for the best.
The quote, "It's not toilet paper, it's magic," was said somewhere.
Oof. Big.
Yeah,
oof.
they're.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your help. I will take the package, and I'm going to sort of window shop in the scroll section before heading to the bridge.
Excellent.
for
Okay.
the Sleeping Dragon.
So you go through, or at least as you're window shopping there, you notice a couple peculiar things. One, there are specific sections of scrolls. Everything seems to be separated by magic type. So you see there's an area that's set for enchantment. There's an area for invocation, all the various types of magic spells, and they are categorized by difficulty of spell, from first and onwards. You do notice that there is a very limited supply that is available in each category, so it looks like they have a pretty consistent rotation. You also see that kind of on the actual counter that there's a giant box that just says bargain bin.
Oh, don't mind me. Just going to look through the bargain bin really quickly.
Roll a D100.
Absolutely.
You go pull this up. I'm so excited we're getting to do this already.
59.
Wait. Okay, 59. So 59 is going to get you in the bargain bin. So 50, that's going to be evocation. Okay. So it's evocation, and the spell is going to be magic missile.
Magic missiles in the bargain bin?
It is in the
What-
bargain bin.
How much is the bargain bin?
So you do notice as you grab or at least you're looking at the parchment, an important thing to note is all of the spell scrolls that you see on the walls and on display are in perfect condition. The spell scrolls in this box, they look a little tattered, they look a little worn, and some of them even look like they have like some of the writing on them just rubbed out just a little bit. It does have you see a guarantee on the top of the counter that it says guaranteed to work, but then there's a little underwriting that says not responsible for whatever happens. And they say well, good news for you, my dear friend. All the bargain bins, they are 80% off. That's right, they are 80% off their normal price.
Great. Micah does the math. Vitya asks the dungeon master.
Yeah, yeah, you're fine. So Micah quickly identifies and what I'm going to provide. I just need to pull up the actual cost table here. Just a moment. Let's see. Okay. you see that it looks like a standard scroll, especially for this level. You're looking at probably around 3 gold. But since again the wonderful box is 80% off, we're gonna do dooba doo boo boo dooba doo boo boo doo boo doo boo boo. It's gonna be exactly 6 silver.
6 silver. You've got yourself a deal.
Excellent. Well, thank you kindly. We just so you know, here at the Neverwinter I can't even speak. I'm so sorry. That's not him. That's the dungeon master. Here at Papers and Philanthropy, we always rotate these out every 10 days. So feel free to come back. I'm sure we'll have something that was returned in some degree every 10 days. So we'll always have something here. You never know what it's going to be. Last week we had what we're going to refer to as a fireball last week. So you never know what's going to be here. Come on back anytime.
You will definitely be seeing me again.
Excellent. And takes the 6 silver and pockets it, and you see him just take the box of a bargain bin and just sets it down out of the way for now. So
okay, I will bow my head and I will leave.
Excellent. Do you head to the sleeping dragon now? Was there anything else that you were wanting to do?
No, I will head to the sleeping dragon.
Excellent. Rocean, you have made it to the, not ocean, but you have made it to the river, my friend. You've headed straight south. You are staring at a river, and you specifically see what looks like a sign on the other side of the river that says the Supply Chain District. What do you do?
Perfect. Well, how wide is the river?
Let's see. We're gonna say, since it doesn't technically say, we're gonna say that it's let's say 180 feet.
How strong is the current? Like, I stick my hand in it. Is it rough? Is it light today?
Highs or lows?
Short to get low.
Short to get low? Low means it's a low current. Zada, could you roll me a d20, please?
That's a low current.
4.
It says you feel like it is almost, you could just walk across it. It's that low today.
I walk across it. It's that low today.
It is deep enough that you basically go all the way down to where only like your shoulders are above the water, but you can easily walk across, no problem.
It's a bridge. This is so easy.
And then you easily make it to the other side. You are now on the other side of the water. Congratulations. And you do see, as you make it to the Supply Chain District, you see that there are 2 giant signs on opposite sides. You see one side specifically says in giant bold letters, Tucker Nut. The other side in big bold letters says Farnsworth. So you see Tucker Nut and Farnsworth on opposite sides of each other.
I go to Tucker Nut.
Okay. You head inside, and what you see is one of the most impressive, like, assembly line setups you've probably seen in a long time. But it's interesting because you don't see workers per se. You just see various enchanted items. So what you see is like, you see various packages and giant boxes that are kind of being lifted and moved around by these almost like not lifts per se, but they're floating pieces of square metal that are just taking them and moving them from one area to the other. There are brooms that are moving around by themselves, keeping the area tidy. You do see actual individuals that, as these metal sheets are moving boxes and product from one place to the other. They're taking the boxes, picking them up, putting them on these long string, like conveyor belt looking contraptions that are being moved along. Again, you see nothing visibly that explains why they're moving like they are, but they are. And moving boxes one way or the other, and you see them as whatever box it is or whatever item, you see it being moved to what looks like a contraption, not like a cannon, but looks very similar. The box gets put on there. You see somebody just basically with very giant goggles on and a very large mohawk that you recognize immediately who it is. Here it goes, and another! And he slams, and you just see the box getting yeeted out of the building.
Uncle Tuck!
Hey, is that Rocean?
Hey, Uncle Tuck, how's it going?
You
I'm
grind.
gonna walk up and just give him a big bear hug.
He immediately
dripping wet from the river.
He doesn't seem to pay any mind to it. He does the same and does the proud uncle thing, like the ruffling the top of your hair, and you see like the workers kind of stop, and you swear you think you hear somebody go, "Oh God, another one!" But he goes, "What? You gained 6 feet since I last seen you. What brings you here to the wonderful world of Neverwinter? What can I do for you?"
I'm on an adventure.
You becoming an adventurer, just like your Uncle Tuck. Oh, that made me so proud. All right, what kind of adventure you got going on?
Well, you remember Auntie Tam Tam?
Oh, I remember Auntie Tam Tam.
Auntie Tam Tam paid me to come tell you that you have to go see Auntie Tam Tam.
That sounds like Auntie Tam. All right, I'll go. I definitely have earned a little bit of vacation time. Hang on. Winnie. And you see, after a moment, you see a gnome slowly rise to the same platform you're on, and it goes,
What you want?
hey, I need to take over. I'm going on vacation.
You got it, boss.
And you see Winnie basically walk over, and kind of like you see one of those platforms that are moving boxes kind of come under their feet, raise them to the same level that Uncle Tuckernut was at, and getting ready to continue to yeet the boxes as your uncle kind of starts moving you downwards, like to get away from there. It's like, so all right, so where's Auntie Tam Tam right now? Where'd she tell me to meet her? Did she say?
No.
That's fine. I'll figure it out.
Also, you're supposed to have some goods waiting for me. I'm supposed to get something.
Oh. Sure, give me a second. And he walks to the back, and you hear him kind of like rummaging through stuff. And he's like, "Oh, nope, too small. Nope, too big. Nope. Here we go." And he comes out, and he hands you 3 things. One, he hands you 2 gloves that look like they have a tuck on on one of the gloves and roll on the other one. And he goes, "Here, these were my first gloves when I went out adventuring. They'll bring you good luck, I'm sure." And then he hands you a scarf. He said, "This scarf also brought me really good luck when I was an adventurer. Hopefully it'll help you out as well." So he hands you a scarf and 2 gloves.
Well, thanks, Uncle Tuck. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, buddy.
Now I'm supposed to go to a place called the Sleeping Dragon. Do you know where that's at?
Oh yeah, that's one of the bridges over there by Never Chumps. Sorry, Never Ember's castle over there. Just head west, and you can't miss it from here. In fact, I can actually get you. I can get you over there a little bit faster if you want.
Yeah, I don't know where the bridges are.
Don't worry. Here, hop in here, and he points you to the thing that you've seen him yeeting boxes in.
Hell yeah.
He goes, all right, Winnie, he's got to go to the sleeping dragon.
Word.
And you see him rotate the cannon in a certain direction towards the west. And you hear Winnie go,
Paul!
and slams down, and you get yeeted out of the building towards the sleeping dragon.
I
Whoop.
believe I can fly.
However, you have this strange feeling about you that you almost feel like as you were getting yeeted, you almost felt like something was cast on you. Like you feel almost weightless.
I believe I can touch the sky.
So Rocean gets yeeted in that direction, now with two tuck and roll gloves and a very nice scarf. Cadence, you make it about right over here to the shard, and you quickly and even from where you are right now, you can see the start of the garden area. Like it's you almost feel like you've gone to a completely different area. Where you had the initial area that was pretty much hustling and bustling. And now that you've made it to the Tower District, you see very distinct like buildings that were mentioned that seem kind of like patchworked. But as you get further and closer to the garden area, it looks like the greenery has taken over. There's not a lot of buildings that are like lived in buildings, but there's a lot of like makeshift like gardens. You effectively think about walking into a flea market. That's effectively what this place looks like. Several different gardens and people selling different fruits and vegetables and things like that. And then you have this giant domed area that it says the Neverwinter Historical Garden. So you are definitely in the right area.
That must be the place. I start walking over to the historical garden.
Okay. So you make it to the actual garden itself, and when you get there, you have this overwhelming feeling of it's kind of like, imagine how you felt in the Feywild when you were like surrounded by nature and life, just that feeling, that pleasant feeling that you got. You feel that surrounded here, and as you walk into the area itself, like you almost feel like nostalgic for home. It feels like that in this area. It's a very good feeling. And as you walk inside, you see an individual that looks at you and goes, hi, welcome to the historical garden. My name is Thurtrude. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. I'm Cadence. I was told to bring some seeds to this location. Would you be the person to deliver them to?
Probably. Can I see the seeds?
Sure. I pull out I imagine like how it has like a little satchel,
Uh-huh.
or like a purse with the seeds inside. Hand it over.
Okay. They take it and they look at it and you go, wow. Oh, that's far out, man. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what half of these are. That's awesome. Yeah, we'll make sure they're taken care of. There's people here that know what in the world these are. I'm just, I'm the greeter, man. So thank you for these. And just puts them in his pocket.
Okay. Do you know where a dormant or resting dragon would be?
So check this, man. I've heard rumors that there's one in Waterdeep.
I just came from there. I have to go all the way back?
I mean, there's a sleeping dragon here. Well, I mean, it's a bridge, but there is one of those here.
The dragon is a bridge?
Well, there's
How did you convince it to do that?
I don't know, man. It's pretty cool, right?
Huh. I'll have to check it out. Which way should I go to get there?
You got to go back to Castle Never. It's like on the far southwest side of town.
Oh, okay. Just kind of like point that direction then?
Yes, and kind of points you in the general direction. He goes, but no, you're welcome to hang out here as long as you want to, though. No pressure.
I do take a look around. Do I see any signs of a fairy circle?
Go and give me a perception check. Or nature. A perception or nature, your choice.
I will perception. I got a 15.
Okay, so you don't really notice anything from a fairy circle point of view, but there is something that just immediately catches your attention, and you have no idea why. You see a mural on one of the walls, and it's beautiful. You see, like, have you seen like the side of a building that moss has kind of taken over? You know what I'm talking about? It kind of looks like that, but it's with different types of fauna. And you notice that there are only 6 areas on this wall that are not covered by fauna. And you see they are oval shapes of very distinct colors. You see a very deep bronze. There's one that is a deep green. There's a bright pink. There is a light blue. Very just colors that you've only seen almost represented in flowers and foliage. It's like it is very impressive to see. But it just appears to be a mural, but you definitely see what look like ovals of various colors on this wall. And it's caught your attention strongly, but you're not sure why.
I'll just take it in for, probably like a few minutes and just, think about it. I'll turn to the greeter and say, oh, what is this?
Oh, check this out, man. It's really cool. And you see Third True walk over, and he kind of like, he takes his finger and he pokes one of the colors, and you see the wall wiggle a little bit. How cool is that, man? It's like jelly.
Jelly?
Yeah. And he pokes it again, and just kind of, you just see like, it almost looks like, imagine a drip of water and that kind of like the echoes that causes in the water. It almost reminds you of that.
I go up and poke it.
Same effect.
How interesting. Oh, I do think I should probably be off, but maybe I'll return and admire this another time.
You notice that Third True doesn't even know you're there anymore. He's just sitting there continuously poking where he was initially.
Okay. Well, I'll leave him to it then and head off to the west.
As you head outside, you do see somebody that looks like they're in a small carriage, but it's not like a horse-drawn carriage. It's like, have you seen those carriage riders where somebody actually is like, they are the actual, it's a person-drawn carriage effectively? You see one of those, and it's like, Neverwinter Express, Neverwinter Express, I'll take you where you need to go.
Do you know where the Sleeping Dragon is?
Sleeping Dragon, the bridge? Yeah, it's southwest. It's a good ways to go, my friend. If you want to get over there as quick, lickety split, I can get you over there. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, my friend. No, sir. No, how?
That sounds fun.
Do you hop in the carriage?
I do.
Okay, and you see like the individual, it's very interesting. You see that they, as you get in, they grab the sides of the carriage, lift it up, and they just take off, up, 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 and you are being chauffeured over to the Sleeping Dragon Bridge.
Okay.
And last but not least, Zada. So you make it to the temple, and once you arrive at the temple, you see that this temple is very different than what you're familiar with. You notice that that this particular temple is it looks a bit more put together. And what I mean by that is, like, you can tell that there's been a stronger investment in having it structurally sound, in the sizing and things like that. And you see there's an individual on the outside of the temple that's wearing very familiar very familiar robes, that looks at you, kind of like looks you over and nods and goes, "Welcome, my child. Welcome to the temple. How can we bless you today?"
Pain bearer, I am seeking the revered mother or father of the house. I have been sent from Waterdeep as an adorned of the broken ones. They have sent me with supplies for this location.
Moment. Father Gerber should be here, should be inside. I shall go. Let me take you to him, and beckons you inside.
I follow.
As you head inside, though, an important thing to note, where on the outside the place looks immaculate, on the inside it definitely looks like you stepped into history. The building looks very, very aged on the inside, so it definitely, everything seems structurally sound. It's just, you can tell that the outside was put together or was invested in much more than the interior structure. The interior is just what you're familiar with, just enough to get by, nothing out of the ordinary, and everything looks very familiar to what you've seen before. You make it to the effectively the office of where the father is, and what you see is something that probably is a little bit of a surprise. You see an Aarakocra with a single wing that is sitting behind a desk. Seems to be just like writing in a parchment. You walk in, looks up, and just, how are you doing today?
Father Gerber,
Yes.
I have been sent from Waterdeep by Tammy. I bring you supplies and equipment from that location.
Thank you. Yes. Our greeter here, please take the supplies and put them where they need to go. And he takes the things for you. Thank you kindly for bringing these things here. There's while we are simply a humble bunch, it is very easy for us to run short. And while Waterdeep, we know, has seen some strife over the last few years, we do know that the abundance that is brought here has helped immensely. So thank you for delivering this. If Tammy is the one that sent you, then it definitely knows that you are somebody that is somebody that knows what can handle themselves, I suppose. Please, sister, feel free, if you're ever looking for extra work or things, please come back here. There's plenty of things around the city we could absolutely use your aid for, my friend.
I appreciate the offer very much. I also have a question, if you don't mind and have the time.
Of course.
An individual, possibly begging outside the temple,
Yes.
offered me this coin. They seem to imply that I should throw it into the water. Is this a faith of which I am unfamiliar?
So you see him kind of like, he kind of leans down and he rubs his head a little bit and giggles. He's like, well, it's a funny story, because we thought the same initially. There's some fella here, I think he calls himself Tuckernut. He's a clever wizard. He'll never, he seems like he's a very humble fella, but he's got some magic about him. But some of his initial magics that he brought to Neverwinter was a little funny, we'll say. He's enchanted the river that anytime somebody throws these particular coins in there, there's a sending spell that goes to your head that goes, "Thank you." And there's a lot of folks that believe that the river is blessed or something now. We've had folks that have come in here and, like trying to say that Ilmater spoke to them, but no, it's magic. It's not, it's not that.
A bit of mischief.
little bit of mischief. That's a good way, but it's seen. It's such a renowned thing in the city now that everyone believes it is a sign of good luck to hear the river speak to you.
I can appreciate a bit of mischief. There's no harm in this.
I suppose.
I
But
just did not want to bring the ire of another god by offering something incorrectly. Thank you for your knowledge.
your faith is sincerely appreciated, sister. No harm, no foul. And you hear him when he says no foul, he starts to giggle a little bit.
I also have been given a secondary quest.
Yes.
I am to seek out an inn. I believe it's a sleeping dragon.
I don't know about an inn, but there's definitely a bridge here, the Sleeping Dragon. It's just southwest of Castle Never and kind of gives you general directions of the location.
I appreciate this. Is there a may I leave my donation with you before I head out?
Of course, please, by all means, and kind of like motions you to the individual that greeted you originally, as if he could show you where the original, like the main area is, if you choose to do so.
Okay, then I will donate 10% and head on my way to the next location.
Okay, perfect. You have done that. You feel a little inspired, and you make your way to the Sleeping Dragon. So perfect. So what that means is all of our adventurers, you each have had the opportunity to arrive in Neverwinter. You have met or you have either gone to a specific section or you met a particular individual at different sets of Neverwinter. I highly recommend each of you take notes of where you've been. The individuals you've interacted with, they will remember you. Everybody's going to be arriving right about the same time at the bridge. Before we jump into that, though, we're going to take a very quick break. So if everybody wants to go, grab some bamboo juice, take a moment to get up and stretch your panda paws. I'm going to check in with the Panda Nation, but let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and once we are back, we will jump into our next portion, which is arriving at the Sleeping Dragon and everybody officially meeting each other for the first time. Cool. Welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody got a chance to refresh a little bit and come back in after a little bit of pandemonium there. But the gang's together now, so let's see what in the world's about to happen as Rocean gets yeeted from afar. Okay, so we should be good there. Let me go and pull us back up. Okay. So, as we move on to kind of our next section here, and so everybody is coming from different areas. We have Duncan, who came from Dolphin Bridge and has made their way from the Hunting Lodge, arriving at Sleeping Bridge. Nyx, who went from Magic straight down to the Sleeping Bridge as well, with a little bit of chaos as well. Everything's normal, though. Everything's fine. Rocean, who made it to Uncle Tuckernuts, armed with a scarf and a pair of gloves, has been yeeted over to the Sleeping Bridge. Mika, who uncovered the quote-unquote nefarious plot of the Panda Cubs on the Dolphin Bridge to steal potential sweets, not specifically not writing out to the police. I'd clarify that, not to the police, but to the House of Knowledge, making it over to Papers and Philanthropy, and have arrived as well. Cadence, who has made their way to the Historical Garden, had a chance to deliver the rare seeds and has made their way over as well. Oh, well, we got Bruce knocking over the thing. No, buddy, no. Well, Bruce, you're a part of it, but you're not in Faerun. But no, there it goes. Okay. Oh, Zada, who made it over to the temple, got those things delivered, notated about specifically something very curious about the river. Some of you had experienced already, but Zada understands the details of what's causing it to happen. Now arriving at the bridge as well. So, the best way to make this happen is we're just gonna say just to keep things interesting, each of you respectively have arrived at the bridge, but none of you know the other adventurers you're expected to meet. So you do see people like going on and on, going through the bridge without a doubt, but you each have specifically arrived and are standing on this bridge now. What do you do?
So I think that the first thing that would happen, as I believe Nyx got here first, is she sees a man with a interesting looking hat walk up, and she wants that hat. So she's gonna approach him. Be like, "Hey, buddy, can I have your hat?"
I'm a bit attached to this hat.
You sure? I'll trade you for it.
I appreciate it. You don't happen to know Steve, do you?
Yeah, I thought his name was Finn. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I know it's Steve or Steven or something.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. I was told to meet him here.
Huh. Yeah, I've never seen him myself, but I also was told to meet him here.
And about this point, this is when everyone else has arrived, and Rocean, you are safely and gracefully landing on the bridge.
The hell's this? Incoming!
Yeah, I like how you're glossing over the fact that I'm coming from an airdrop on
Yeah,
the bridge.
yeah, no, it's fine. No, everything's fine. React as needed.
I would back up like 3 steps and assume a fighting stance because something just dropped out of the sky.
Can you describe how he is falling, flying, etc.?
So Rocean, I'll let you decide how you do this. So this important thing to note, you were in a sitting position as you got yeeted through the sky. You are not required to move at all. But how would you go about getting yeeted across the city?
Think for a second. I did not unfurl into a flying Superman position the whole way. To end with a cool hero 3-point landing.
Nice. Okay. So you stick the hero landing?
Of course I stick the hero landing.
Okay. So like that.
Is there anything carrying him, or is he just flying apparently of his own volition?
He's flying. Yeah, there's nothing carrying him.
Huh.
Interesting. Wonder if that's what happens when you sleep here.
So, do people...
Hey,
let's get back to what matters. Can I have your hat?
What were you about to say, Rocean?
Is this the Sleeping Dragon Bridge?
I
think
believe
so.
it is.
I just sit down on the bridge.
Zada, do you continue your fighting stance?
I hold it
Okay.
for a moment. Once I see that he is not in a threatening posture, I will relax,
Okay.
walk over to the edge of the bridge, chuckle, and flip my coin into the water.
You had a voice in your head that goes,
Thank you.
While this is happening, Mika, what are you doing? You are seeing this interesting chaos that's going on right now.
How much foot traffic is on this bridge? Because it's one of 3 in Neverwinter, so I'm assuming that there's a lot of foot traffic going back and forth.
There's a lot more before the hero landing. Now that the hero landing has happened, it seems like most people are diverting to the winged Wervin and Dolphin. There's still a little bit of traffic, but not as much as the other two have currently.
How wide is this bridge?
That's a good question.
About 20 feet wide.
Okay. I think that means that anybody that is on this bridge in the area that we're at can smell sulfur. It's a 10-foot radius around Nyx.
So everybody has a very distinct scent of sulfur as you are on the bridge. So Micah, but yes, so that's about, so there's plenty of places that you can be and not right beside somebody. And traffic has lessened significantly now.
I'm going to approach and say, judging by the block in traffic, I'm assuming you are the adventuring party I was meant to meet. It's very interesting that we're told to meet here and not, like, I don't know, in an establishment, not in the middle of a very traveled walkway.
Oh, are you here for adventure?
I'm here to meet Steve. Adventure's nice. I've got places to go.
Seems we're all here for this mysterious Steve.
I gotta admit, I'm still here for the hat, personally.
Oh.
I am not
Nope.
Steve.
I'm Nyx. Nice to meet you, I guess.
My name's Mika. It's a pleasure.
Name's Duncan.
Duncan, I believe we've crossed paths in Waterdeep. Zada.
Well, I believe we have over by Ilmater, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we have crossed paths before.
Pleasure to see you again, Zada.
Oh yeah, Cadence. My apologies, Cadence. Yes. What are you doing while this is going on, my friend?
Did I get here last? I think.
You.
So.
Yes, you were right on the coattails of Micah, but yes, you were right. You are here as well, though.
Was
Is
I
that
able
in-
to see the hero landing?
Yes. Everybody did witness the hero landing.
Nyx will say as you ride up in your carriage, is that an elf in a wheelbarrow?
I turn around to look. I don't see one.
Don't
I meant you.
Front and not in the back.
I believe this person called it a cart. Isn't that correct?
Yes. That'll be 5 silver.
Oh, sure. I pull out 5 silver and hand it to him.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead, Micah.
Tabs. Neverwinter.
It's an honest living.
I swear that's just a wheelbarrow.
It could be used as a wheelbarrow, and he scurries off. So okay, so as you all are kind of conversing with each other and are getting kind of familiarity, you do notice that all of you are the only ones just standing on the bridge until after a moment you see an individual kind of walk up that is as fully cloaked. You don't see much of them other than they look like have a pretty bushy beard and they look like they have furry hands. And they go, excuse me, I'm looking for an adventuring party. I'm looking
we
for
got a
a
party, all right.
You
Is there-
Steve?
Well, I'm looking for is there a Dune can here? Dune can?
It might be a Duncan.
Duncan? Okay. Micah?
That's me.
Okay, you're okay. Let me okay. Rocean? Is there a Rocean here?
Hey, Rocean, somebody's looking for you. No,
Oh, okay.
I don't know any Roceans.
What's your
Okay.
name?
Oh, I'm Rocean. It's nice to meet you.
How do you spell that?
Rocean. ROCEAN.
Oh.
Rocean.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rocean. My apologies.
Hey, yeah. What's up, bro?
Cadence?
I am at your service.
Okay. Niche? Is there a niche here with an X?
Yeah, the X is silent.
Knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
The N is silent too.
E?
No, you were right the first time. It's just silent.
What?
Uh-huh.
Zada?
It's Zada, but yes, I am here.
Oh. Zada, okay. I'm not good with names. I apologize.
You're doing wonderfully.
Thank you. What was that, Nix?
Yep.
Okay.
The best namer I've ever heard. Got into
Hooray!
one.
You think you see them blush profusely. I'm here to take you to Steve. Follow me, please.
You're just a messenger.
Yes, we did this to, just make sure that we could fact check who was arriving before we take them to the thing.
Interesting.
Because if y'all started like fighting or something, it too rowdy, and we go about our business.
Do people often fight that you want to adventure?
You're the fourth party we've recruited.
How many parties have fought?
All three. You're the first that haven't.
I would very much like to insight check this very unassuming panda person.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I don't know if they're lying to me or not.
All right, give me an insight check.
17.
Is anybody else doing an insight check?
No, but I would like this person's name.
Okay. My name is Larry. Larry, not a panda.
Is not a panda one word?
Yes.
Are you not Steve?
No, I'm gonna take you to Steve.
He's a messenger.
I'm supposed to meet Steve here.
No, I will take you to Steve, but we bring people here that way, before we make sure that if somebody's gonna try to cause problems, it's taken care of here, not at where we're going.
I was specifically told that he'd be waiting here for me.
That's a lie.
I think we're all hesitant to get to a secondary location.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm not.
Why would you speak an untruth?
Why wouldn't you?
From your insight check, you are pretty sure that he's suppressing the number of adventuring parties that they've tried to recruit.
Okay. How far is this Steve from here?
just south of here. It's a really nice place. It's an area though that's gated that you need permission to go in. So I'm your permission.
I thought you were Larry.
Yes, I am
Are you like a
Larry.
key?
Yes, I am exactly like a key.
How big is this person?
I'd say probably maybe 5'3", about 120 pounds.
I pick him right up.
But
I got the
excuse,
key, everybody. Let's go.
please put me down.
But you're the key. I'm supposed to carry keys. You're not
Oh.
supposed to leave keys on the ground. That's how keys get stolen.
He's not wrong.
Well, all right. Lead the way.
What-
Still, every day, these places amaze me in their customs.
I don't want you to get stolen.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, you're not supposed to shoot the messenger, but nobody says you can't steal the messenger.
Oh, okay. What? Just we're gonna head south. And kind of point you in a direction, Rocean.
I walk that direction, and I'm gonna carry them over one shoulder,
Okay,
just so that way they can point, and I follow wherever they're pointing.
perfect. Okay.
Kind of
Who
like
is-
a keg.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, who is gonna be? So just to go ahead and get us just an order of who and what and where. Let's go ahead and just get a very quick marching order. Not that it's gonna matter per se, just to see who's gonna be arriving. So, Rocean, I'm just gonna put y'all right over here. So, Rocean, you're kind of leading the way with Larry here. Who's gonna be right behind Rocean?
I'll follow behind Rocean.
I will be close behind as well.
And while we're marching forward, I'll be singing a little marching tune.
Okay. Mika, Zada, Duncan, what are y'all thinking? Where would y'all like to be?
I will go after Nick.
I'd prefer the back and probably give a good 20 feet or so between me and the next person.
I'm gonna jam out to this tune,
That's fair.
like dance as I walk, uncaring of the person on my shoulder.
Yeah,
as I
they're
do, like,
they're definitely getting like seasick.
The boombox.
The
30
boom-
feet.
You said 30 feet, Duncan?
Yeah.
Okay. Zada, do you want to be behind Micah or did you want to be further up?
I'll walk behind Micah,
Okay.
but consistently glance over my shoulder because Duncan's really the only person I have any familiarity with,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a little unnerved that they're not right up next to everybody else. So I'm
That's fair.
torn.
And just go ahead.
If Duncan catches you looking back, he'll just nod at you.
Okay.
As reassuring of a nod as I can give.
That's fair. And I will say for those that are watching as well, as a confirmation, Zada and Duncan are both coming from the same location. So there is some acquaintanceship there, but there's not like a lot of familiarity there. So you would recognize each other by face, but probably nothing more than that.
We're not good friends. We've just met in passing before, so
Exactly.
I'm in a strange place. Don't know anybody else. They're the closest familiar face.
That's very fair. Well, after a few blocks of boomboxing, you hear Larry go, "We're here," and effectively where you go through is if you look here towards the bottom. Let me go ahead and ping it to show you kind of where y'all are. There's a gated area over here. That basically is behind a that's fully guarded on all sides. You make it to the area, and seeing, even though the guards look a little concerned, seeing the individual you're carrying, Rocean, no concerns whatsoever, opens the gates, lets the party inside, and inside is a very, very prestigious looking tavern. You are headed to the actual tavern itself. And he goes, "Okay, we're here. You've got a table waiting inside. Steve's in there. You can put me down now, please.
Where should I put you?
Right here is fine."
In the lock, obviously.
Oh,
Where's the lock? The lock was the gate, right?
yes.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. And I walk over to the gate. How do I put you in the gate?
Just set me down.
I set them down.
Okay. You see, I'm like, they're not. They got used to like the boat rocking so much. They're kind of like wavering back and forth a bit. They're like, "Thank you."
You're welcome, buddy.
And you are now
I get
at
back?
excellent. So you now arrive at the tavern. As you make it back, Rocean, all of you see the doors open, and you see inside, like, it's very like high class individuals that are coming in and out, and like they look at all of you, and there's this look of just like you don't belong. And you see an individual that walks outside and goes, I believe you're the party that a Mr. Steve is waiting on, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Follow me, please, and he leads you inside. Does anybody not? Oh, go ahead, Mika.
Really quick, is there like any signage on this establishment?
So you don't see any like
Name, a general manager, anything like that?
That's a very good point. So all you see on the outside is what looks like a musical note. That's the only thing on the outside of this building. And as you head inside, you do see an area that looks like the main hostess of the actual facility. You can see where they look to be set up in the restaurant itself.
Okay.
When the second we start passing guards, I would have just adjusted the brim of my hat to cover a little bit, give a little bit of shade to the upper part of my face.
Okay.
The scar is very recognizable, so I tend to hide it a little bit.
Okay. No, that's completely fine. And just for confirmation, Micah, with that, seeing that information, was there something you were wanting to do with that? I apologize. Just for confirmation.
No, it's mostly for my own note taking.
Okay. But no, yeah, you clearly identify that. Now, the musical note itself, it is important to note, it doesn't look like anything. It definitely looks like it's supposed to represent the name of the facility. You're just not familiar with what the name is. So you do know the symbol, but not what it means. So you all head inside, and you're led into a single round table that and it is important to note that as each of you come in, you all hear whispers of the other patrons, like that are, because you definitely do look very out of place here. If each of you want to give me perception checks, and if anybody gets higher than a 13, let me know.
I rolled a 22.
Oof,
I got a 13. Does that count?
it does.
I only got a 12.
I got a 14.
Everybody but Nyx hit or beat a 13.
What? Okay, so Nyx, you don't notice anything, but we'll go in the order of folks as you pass through. Rocean, you think you hear somebody going, my word, that is a tall drink of water, my goodness. Cadence, you hear somebody commenting on, because if I understand correctly from your actual profile picture, you have you have like flowers in like around your head, right? Is that
they're
like in your
woven
hair?
actually into the hair itself as well.
You hear someone like, you're not sure if they're just commenting or complimenting, but they seem to be acknowledging like how you have a very like foresty or festive look about you, and focusing on kind of the your outfit. It's kind of a thing like you're like on the red carpet, you're being like judged for what you're wearing, kind of thing, is what it feels like. Nyx, you notice nothing. Mika, you could have sworn you heard somebody saying something about not necessarily talking about you or the party, but you thought you heard something about a recent string of disappearances, and they seemed like they were concerned about it. But it's something, for some reason, the way they were talking about it, it was like with haste or with a hurried concern. Do with that information as you will. And of course, Zada, you heard somebody. You heard them talking about the something called a temple tantrum. They mentioned something about there being some kind of like war or fight happening between two different temples for land. You're not really sure what they're referring to, but it's something that did catch your attention. And then Duncan, as you are distinctly a good distance away from the party, you missed the initial discussions happening there, but you did hear somebody saying you heard two particular comments. One about commenting about your hat, like, wow, that's a really big hat. And also the same person that they're with commenting, it looks like it. I think it would look better on the little one though, seeming to point to Nyx. And that's what you catch as well. But as you were hearing these passings, you make it to this large round table. You're asked to be seated, and as you're getting seated, the waiter kind of goes through each of you, looks at Rocean, and goes, "Drink, sir."
I heard you have big glasses of water here.
We do have various sizes, including large.
I would like a large glass of water. It sounded very exciting to some people, and I want to try it.
Oh, okay. And then as you sit down, Cadence, a drink, my friend. What would you like?
Oh, that water does sound quite interesting. I'll have one as well.
That's 2 large glasses of water.
No, large drinks of water. They said drinks.
My apologies, large drinks of water. Nyx, you approach. Drink, my friend.
You got blood, preferably still warm. It's freezing in here.
No, we don't carry blood, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought surely this is a high enough class establishment to have something like that.
I mean,
you got anything else warm?
I'm sorry.
Warm, hot.
You want warm? We have hot teas and hot cocoa.
Which one of those is more like blood or? Yeah, just blood, really.
We could put some gelatin in the tea. That might help.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It might help stimulate it a little bit.
Yeah, sure, do it. Whatever.
Okay. Would you also like water?
You trying to kill me?
No.
Then no.
Okay.
Just looks at you like you're completely daft.
Okay. Looks at Micah. Would you like something to drink?
Just water for me, thanks.
Would you like and looks back to Rocean, would you like a large drink of water?
Whatever the standard size is, I'm not picky, and I kind of side-eye Nyx for a second, and then I say, and like a small glass of your house ale, maybe.
Nods. It says, "We have multiple on tap. Would you like the season special?"
Yes, please.
Excellent. And then looks at Zada. Can I get you something to drink?
The hot chocolate sounds decadent, and I would like to try that, please.
It's something that's not very common around here. Would you like with or without? It's a new concoction. We call them mallows. Marsh specifically. Would you like marshmallows in your hot chocolate?
Sure. If I don't enjoy them, I can always remove them. That sounds delicious.
Excellent. And then Duncan,
Marsh.
as you
Marsh things
Yes.
sound good. Put some of those in my, what did you call it? Tea?
yeah, you want marshmallows in your tea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe he should have chai. Give some chai.
Yeah. that I think we can arrange. And then
Can I also have some marshmallows, just like on the side.
you just want a side plate of marshmallows, mallows?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we can do that. You see, go back in a little and scribbles that in as well. And then Duncan, as you arrive at the table, would you like something to drink? And can we take your hat?
The hat is good with me, but thank you. And I'll take
Yep.
a cider.
Oh, what kind of cider would you like?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Would you like any water in addition to your cider?
Cider will be fine.
Okay. Thank you. And all of you have formally sat down. There now, it is important to note there is nobody else here with you, and there's a curtain that kind of closes you off to kind of seclude you from the rest of the restaurant. You probably have roughly 2 to 3 turns before something happens. So while you are here, is there anything specifically any of you would like to do other than just conversation? I mean, feel free to talk amongst yourselves, but you feel like you have at least just a little bit of time before either they're going to be coming back with your drinks or something's going to happen.
How many chairs are at this table?
There's 8 chairs in total, which means there's 2 that are currently unoccupied.
Okay.
Where? Go ahead.
ahead.
Wherever I end up sitting down, I'll take my hat off and put it in front of me on the table.
Okay.
I eyeball it. Can I at least try it on?
If we ever visit Waterdeep, I'll put you in touch with my leather worker.
Yeah, is that a person that makes hats?
It is a person that made my hat. They'll make it to fit.
All right.
Life needs things to
Also, why are you guys all suicidal?
I don't believe I am. What do you mean?
You're just gonna drink water.
It's quite refreshing.
Yeah, I mean it does indeed refresh you. Not much left after that.
If you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
And why do you smell like fart?
What? Well, I am from this place called the Dump, so.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm sure we've all noticed you smell like fart.
It's the sulfur. Yeah.
Oh, right. Nyx will turn off that particular one. Yeah, that better?
Yes.
Yep, and I say the second that is turned off, it's like you hear, all of you hear outside, oh, it's gone, oh, it's gone.
Sorry, I forgot I had that on.
Cadence, is there anything that you would like to do before the drinks arrive?
Just take a look around the bar, or is it like a bar, or is it more like a restaurant?
Well, it is a restaurant, but you've been completely closed off from it. Like you've been curtained into a private, like a eating area, just that all of you are here. So,
I just take a look around and examine my companions.
okay. Zada, what about yourself?
Might be time to
I
warm
too
up another
will
kettle.
observe each person rather closely, trying to look at their clothes and attempt to assess what type of people they are. Are they particular classes, that kind of information, just from observation without actually speaking to anyone yet.
Okay. Well, as all of you are kind of sitting and doing some initial chit chatting, after a moment, two individuals join you at the table. One of them, the waiter first comes back and brings each of you your requested drinks. And after passing them around, two individuals join you at the table. One of them is a pretty tall individual. I'd say Rocean, probably about your stature, fully plated, and has what looks like a pretty large war hammer on their back. Takes the hammer off, sets it to the side, and sits in one of the chairs, which starts to groan immediately. And then the other is what looks like probably a pretty frail looking individual, but more from just an older gentleman more than anything else, but definitely looks scholarly. I'd say, Mika, you're pretty certain this is an individual that you don't know if they directly work with gauntlets, but you definitely get that vibe from them that they're definitely a scholar of some kind. And they both sit down at the table, and the frailer individual goes, good afternoon, and thank you for coming thank you for coming at such short notice. Tammy sure knows how to pick them.
Are you
My name,
Steve?
yes, I am Steve Deckard.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Steve.
Likewise.
Who's your unnamed guest?
You just I'm sorry, go ahead.
I didn't know that there was going to be two of you.
He laughs. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about this hunk of junk." And you hear him like bang a little bit on the chest, and you just hear groan, and you just see what looks like steam kind of shoot out of the helmet of this what looked like an individual, but now appears to be almost mechanical in nature.
Nix is now very interested and tears her eyes away from people drinking water.
Fascinating.
Construct of the name?
I usually just call him Kane.
Kane, love that.
Kane's been a good protector for a while, so and Pat where he banged earlier, Pat's on him, and you just like another shh, and like just steam pops out. But goes have any of you been informed of what you've been called to do here?
No.
maybe.
Oh,
I gotta admit, I wasn't paying much attention.
that's fair.
How many souls does that take to run?
Souls?
Yeah,
None?
you have to refuel it like on the what?
No, it's Kane here is sun powered.
Nick's just
Where's your
looking
son?
blankly.
No, not
Oh,
sun,
that makes a
like
lot of
sun
sense.
powered. No.
Wow.
Hey,
Put your child in there.
I am
no.
impressed.
So you just see him just kind of like rub his temple a little bit. It's like let's get back on topic here. Looks at each of you and goes, we're gonna go. Looks at Zada and says, you there, my dear, for the I believe you're from the Temple of Ilmater. Is that correct?
It is.
Excellent. So I was surprised that your group was willing to come and assist on this, but it's very much appreciated. You were supposed to have been given a writ of some kind, but I heard that it never got delivered properly, so I apologize there. So let me give you a very quick introduction here about kind of what the situation at hand, because while it's a matter of urgency that we didn't want the general public to be concerned about. And so at this moment, Kane kind of nods, kind of wiggles a finger over at Kane, and you see Kane open his chest compartment. And when he does, you see that inside is, it's very interesting. You see what looks like a smaller mechanized, not a creature, but definitely like almost like a humanoid inside that's controlling the much larger construct, and basically spits out what looks like a it's almost like, think of I guess Mika, probably your best example of this. Some of the best cartographers you've seen. Imagine seeing a map being like printed without any actual quill writing being done, and you just see, just after a moment, just this almost perfect rendition of the local area being generated and made from this contraption or this construct. It's actually very impressive. But what you all see is this right here. I haven't, and this is out of character. I have not done this before, so I'm gonna try to do this properly. And if I goof it up, I apologize. I'm gonna share something with y'all, if it will work. I should have a. Is it this? No. I'll move us to different page real quick here. Let's go here. Can y'all see that? Actually, yes.
We see a map.
So what you see is what looks like an overarching map of the Savage Frontier here, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. That you are provided, and Steve goes, so if you see here, what you're looking at is the wonderful Savage Frontier that we are living and breathing in right now. And he kind of looks at each of you. He's like, are any of you here familiar with map writing?
I've taken classes on it.
I can write the word map.
And you see it, like, so what you see happen is Steve leans over and tries to cup your hand, Rocean, and pat your forearm. Is like, I'm proud of you, buddy. As Kane slides the map over to Mika.
So what do you do when things move around? Does this like
Yes.
update?
What do you mean update?
Well, things change
Like-
all the time, don't they?
Yeah. Like, what do you do when that's to the? You call it south, I think.
Yes.
Well, what do you do when it's now north?
You turn the map upside down.
But it's like you saw Steve the point about to like leave his lips, and you say it and just kind of just points to you. That.
No, like, but what if it's only that part that's now south?
Then you
Perfect cup
update
of
the
tea.
map. Generally, things move fairly slowly, especially like tectonically speaking.
Ah,
Hmm.
that's weird.
Co- correct.
Change, but generally through either huge acts of magic, in which case, of course, those things have to be recorded. And for instance, when Master was exploded, that map was updated very frequently. Any new installations, as soon as we know about them, we generally add them. But rivers take decades, centuries even, to change paths here.
No, that's weird.
Oh, it's a little weird.
Normal. It's normal.
Is it?
It's
I look at
for
Cadence.
here at least.
I just shrug.
Well, that actually explains a lot.
There we go. Okay, so all of you should be able to see on the map now. Do y'all see the actual words "Neverwinter" available to you?
Yes.
So you see as he starts to chat a little bit with you, he kind of points to this area on the map here, and goes, "So right over here, that's Neverwinter. That's where we are right now. For those that are not familiar," and tries to put it in a way that everybody can see. So this is that's where we are right now. The wonderful and beautiful town. Oh, hang on, I goofed it. My apologies. Let me. Oh, I made it worse. I don't know how I made it worse. One sec. Oh, there we go.
While you're
There we
fixing that, just to explain to the audience, we're on the material plane currently, whereas both Nyx and Cadence are from other planes of existence. And outside of the material plane, directions and locations don't make a lot of sense. And going places is mostly dependent on wanting to be there. So
That's fair.
they're both very confused by the concept of a map. 'Cause that doesn't make sense outside of the material plane.
And thank you for clarifying that, because I think that's a very important part. It's like Nyx is not doing this just to bamboozle. Like there's a legitimate reason that this is like. But how do you in this situation, right?
Yeah.
And as a person who's lived exclusively on the material plane, Mika is very, very confused at the concept of things moving so quickly you can't make a map about it.
That's fair. That's actually really fair. But as Steve begins to talk, he points to the map and goes, "So here we are. So this is Neverwinter, as you know, and what you see, and Micah, this is probably important for yours because it confirms that this map is magical in some nature. There's no quill writing. You just see as he talks, you see a blotch of ink just appear, and the words Neverwinter appear on the map.
You're really
And-
gonna have to teach me that one. This is very, very good.
It took a long time, but when you have some spare time, feel free to come back. I'd be more than happy to show you how to do it. This map you can keep. You're welcome to keep it, and it should, as long as you know how to. The way I describe it is talking to the map, but it's okay. We'll cover that later. And he points. He's like, "So here's what we know," and he points over to. Or as he points to the map, you see a blotch appear right over here. Let me zoom in. Oh, sorry, that did not work. Let's try this again. Whoop. All right, y'all should see an additional blotch right over here. Right over there is the town of Tribor. Now, Tribor, for those that maybe are a little new to this area. Look, and kind of you see that his eyes dart to Cadence and Nyx. An important thing to note about the about the town of Tribor is it's one of the most critical towns we have on this side of the frontier, because you see Tribor sits right between the Long Road and Evermore Way, which are the two most important trade routes that we have going on in this area. And like, yes, I know we have supply chains that are set up now, which are all helpful, but having those trade routes and making sure that they remain undisturbed, I guess is a good way to put it, is very critical. And any potential risk to the town of Tribor or these roads, I mean, there's some, it can get people very concerned very quickly, and people start getting worried about like prices of things, and it's just, it's a lot, right? So here's the deal. He looks to each of you and goes, there have been whispers that there may or may not be a plan of an invasion taking place in Tribor. Which again, because the town is so critical, we want to make sure that, you know, it remains intact and it doesn't get invaded. That's a real bad time. We don't want to do that. So what I need you to do, and the task at hand, because we wanted a set of individuals that, while you may not be fully established adventurers, each of you have your own unique skills that we feel like might come in handy from time to time for this particular task. So this is an opportunity to see if you have the ability to handle something that definitely has a bit of urgency to it, but isn't necessary enough that we need to bring in like a whole armada. And this way it can be handled without a lot of concern.
Well, I certainly hope you're not bringing in the armada, considering how far inland it is.
And you see a big chuckle, and while he chuckles, you hear from Kane just like a ha ha ha. Even though like it's actually a very good point, they took it at face value, if that makes sense.
Like father, like son, I see.
If you need an armada, why didn't you just put it over on the coast there?
Well, that's what Neverwinter's for. And kind of points out again that how like Neverwinter is right by the sea here.
Yeah, but why didn't you put that one down by the coast?
Because it wouldn't be a solid establishment for both trade routes, only for one.
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
Because our trade goes both up and down, left and right, not just up and down.
To explain, Nyx thinks that you can put things on the map where you want them to be. And
no, that's fair. No, that's completely fair. That's completely fair. So in a nutshell, what we need is travel to Tribor, find out if these rumors are true about an invasion, and put an end to this issue before it happens. Do so, and you will be rewarded extremely appropriately by myself, and I'm sure the individual that originally sent you out on this will have something as a token of thank you as well.
I do have a couple of questions before we say yes or no to this particular adventure.
By all means, I was going to ask if there were any questions, so it is, please, by all means. What was your name again? I apologize, my friend.
My name is Mika Tisserin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Mika, the pleasure is all, well, technically both of ours, but I'll say mine as well. What questions do you have? And kind of looks to the rest of the table, but is focused on Mika right now.
You keep saying we want this? Are you part of like a larger organization, or is it more of the royal we situation?
Think of it more as this particular contract comes from Lord Neverember himself. So this is very important to Neverwinter and our supply and the supply routes here. So even though I am the one that is commissioning this particular request, it is by in no shape, form, or fashion directly from me. However, with the reason we do it like this is we never want, you know, if Lord Neverember comes and demands, demand something be done, it's not a quest, it is a demand and it has to be done. This makes it a little less intimidating. I hope that answers your question.
Insight check.
Please, by all means.
I will join you
Oh,
on
I
that.
thought he was saying we because it's him and his son.
That's actually really fair, Rocean.
17.
Okay, Mike with 17.
21.
At 21. Okay, nice. Was anybody else insight checking?
No,
Nix
but I
is
would
too
like to ask
busy.
a question.
Sorry, so what was that, Cadence?
Oh, just who's invading?
Oh, okay, hold that question. We'll get to that one in just a second. What about you? What was that, Nix? My apologies.
Nix is just too busy staring at this map. Well,
Okay.
alternately staring at the map, trying to figure out how it works, and also checking to see if the people drinking water are dying.
Okay, roll an insight check as well, specifically on is anybody dying from the water. But for those that got at least a 15 on their insight check, you are pretty certain that he's telling the truth. He is very much telling the truth, but you do notice, Micah, that and Micah and Zada, that while he's very calm about this, you can tell that there is an undertone of true concern. That like this is definitely something that has him very worried. Even though he has a facade that's more calm about the situation, there is a sense of desperation to him. And what was your insight, Nix?
11.
You're pretty sure nobody is dying of water.
This is very confusing, but I continue observing.
Perfect. And Cadence, your question was, can you ask your question again, my friend?
Oh yes, who's invading this place?
So we don't exactly know, which I know is a problem in itself, right? But I've heard rumors that it might be an orc invasion. I don't know for sure though. I mean, they have been pretty active over the last few months in the area, but they've never outright had any form of organization. They've just had various raiding parties. So that's the theory right now, but we don't honestly know.
Never seen a child of Grumsh before.
Oh, child of a child?
What?
Yes.
That's
not
his
the orcs
son.
created by Grumsh.
Historically, would I know anything about where orcs came from? Or am I just puzzled?
I mean, you could make a I'd say you could probably make a history or a religious check.
Oh,
A religion check, sorry.
I'll do religion. At least I'm
Okay.
getting a plus to that. Nope, that's a 6.
You're not super sure. You're not super sure. I think passively you may make a just because of your time in the temple, you could probably infer from Cadence that verbiage could mean not literally child, but potentially like from an actual.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Ancestral type.
Yeah, exactly. So, any other questions that I can answer before accepting this quest, if you choose to accept?
I continue. I'm sorry, Duncan.
I'll down my drink and then I'll look at him. Is there someone we need to contact in Tribor?
Yes. Which, if you accept the quest, I can share the who's and all those other details as well.
That's something I was wondering about. Tribor is many days' travel from here. How are we to inform you of what we find?
Oh, so you have a couple ways. One is you can travel back here if you want to. You're more than welcome to. We'd love to see you again. Always happy to see you. We have the wonderful. Well, I don't know what they call it in Tribor, but there's these wonderful kiosks that are set up and all over the place now. They're so handy. The papers and philanthropy shop here is an example of that. It's these. I mean, it's an owl delivery service, but it's not owls. It's like, I don't know, it's some kind of strange magic. I'm not sure how it works, believe it or not, but it's pretty handy. And Tribor has a station set up that we have regular communications all the time back from there. So you can send a confirmation from Tribor back to us to let us know that the deed is done. You can also, if you want to, inform the Tribor leaders, let them know who initially sent you, and they could probably handle something else. I guess it just depends on how quickly you want to be rewarded for your work.
So this is not a secretive engagement. We can speak to anyone regarding this.
Well, I would say you might want to be a little careful, at least talking to like the general public, because the reason that we're asking you and putting you on this quest in this format is we don't want the general public concerned about a potential invasion, because people are going to raise their prices. They're going to be a bit more protective. We don't want to cause a general panic. So you want to be careful who you talk to it about, at least until it's after. Once it's done, you tell everybody of your heroic deeds. That's what adventurers do, right? But before then, probably want to keep it on the down low, so to say.
Nyx's ears twitch at this.
Oh no.
Tribor is only 226 miles from here. It's closer than Waterdeep.
Absolutely. And you actually, there's two ways you can go depending on how adventurous you're feeling, and looks at Rocean like, because adventure, am I right? And goes, you can play it safe and you can travel the roads, and kind of points how you can, and I'm going to try to do this. I think this is going to work. I'm going to try it at least. Like, kind of points how you can go all the way down here, and then you can go right through here. There's a road that'll take you right to Tribor, no problem at all. Or if you're feeling really adventurous, you can cut straight through the Neverwinter Woods, and you can cut a ton of time heading straight to Tribor. You're off the beaten path, but hey, that's what adventure is. So the choice is yours, of course, but you could easily save some immense time by heading straight through the woods.
I don't know, this still confuses me, but I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
I immediately regret my decision.
That's fair.
It seems there's a river that.
It's nice quill, getting all that like marshmallow gook on it, and then
Oh no.
beautifully signs his name. Strangely enough,
And
goes
then
to get back to quill, but he gets kind of stuck to Rocean's hand.
and he goes, it's like, oh, thank you. He puts that quill away and puts on a new one, and hands it over to Mika, with the writ.
What does the writ say? I would like to read the fine print, please.
So when you look over it, and he seems to have no trouble, because it's like it's purely visible, nothing like, a lot of writs you've probably seen when somebody's like trying to bamboozle you. But you look at it and it's very clear a couple things. Number one, that if you complete this quest, there is a gold compensation that the leaders of Tribor have agreed to pay. So you know that there is going to be a gold reward as a result of this. There's a second line that confirms that anything of magical value that is not an artifact or of relevance to Tribor's history, the party is welcome to keep. However, if there are any like major historical finds that are relative to Tribor or the family of Lord Neverember, those are expected to remain in Tribor or return to Neverwinter. So in essence, you can keep any like standard magic items that you find, but if you find anything that looks like it has a significant value to the history of Tribor and Neverwinter, they will retain the rights of those items. And then the other thing that it just mentions, at least that's important, is that Lord Neverember is not responsible if during this adventure, if any of you fall. Lord Neverember is not expected to be held accountable and will not cover the cost of any resurrection spells that are done.
Okay. I'm going to very quickly, Micah writes very, very fast, make a copy of this into my personal notebook.
Okay.
And then I will sign it.
Excellent. Okay. And at this point, Micah, you're kind of at the center of the table. You can pass the writ to anybody else that you want to at this point. Who would you like to pass it to?
I will pass it to Zada.
Zada, you have a writ in front of you.
I observed Micah's copying of the writ and nod approvingly, and then sign my name.
Excellent. Who would you like to pass it to?
Whoever is closest to me. I guess I would be sitting near Duncan.
Okay. Duncan, you now have a writ in front of you to sign, my friend. What do you do?
I downed my last thing of cider. Did I get another thing of cider?
Yes, there's somebody that's actively coming to check on y'all. So as you start to load, somebody comes to like, they don't necessarily like wait for you to finish it, but they keep tipping you off. Does that make sense?
I down that one, sign it without looking, and pass it to my right to, I assume, Nyx, because
absolutely.
my hat.
Nyx is 100% sitting beside you. Micah, the same thing for your small ale. Even if you're sipping on it, you're constantly being tipped off, no problem.
And I put my hat back on.
That's fair. Nyx, there is a writ in front of you.
I pick it up and look at it. Is it written in Infernal?
It is not.
I just laugh and say, that's cute. Then I set my hand on fire and put my finger to the place where the signatures go. And my name is burnt into the paper in that spot in Infernal Runes.
As you do that, you hear somebody on the outside go, "That smells back." And do you pass the paper to Cadence now?
I do.
Okay, Cadence, you now have a writ in front of you that is a little burnt.
I pick it up and I look at Steve and go, what is the purpose of this document?
This is just to protect you, that if you complete this, even if there's no invasion that's found, you're still going to be properly paid for the work you're doing by the city of Tribor. And two, it's to protect the party that is sponsoring this writ, to make sure that if something untimely or unexpected happens, they're not held accountable. It's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, but this certifies that you are officially adventurers doing an adventuring task.
Cadence actually takes quite a considerable amount of time reading through it to fully understand all the obligations that I would have and they would have to me. But assuming that there's nothing
outside of what was mentioned to Micah, there's nothing else you notice.
Would take the quill and sign at the bottom.
Excellent. And as you do that, Steve Deckard, he takes the paper, he looks at it, he notes Nyx is writing, and this is an important thing to note, Nyx. Do you sign it with your with Nyx or with your true name?
Oh, with Nyx.
Okay.
But in Infernal.
Perfect. So looks at it, just kind of notates, and is like, okay. Rolls it up. Well, kind of like brushes off a little bit where it's smoking, rolls it up, and kind of like opens the chest compartment of Kane, and stuffs the writ in and closes it and goes, okay, no worries. We'll have this submitted over to the hunting lodge. Make sure that gets closed out, and we're good to go there. So good luck, adventurers. Thank you so very much for your time. I know the Neverember family is very appreciative of this, and the city of Tribor will very much be in your debt. We're not going to tell you how to travel to Tribor. We just know that probably the sooner you get there, the more time that either you have time to investigate or prepare for whatever this invasion it may come. We wish you the best of luck, and either I will be hearing from you after this has been completed, or I will be very much looking forward to your letter of success, because I have no doubt that the incredible group of individuals that you are will be anything but will definitely be successful in this adventure. And smiles, nods, and gets ready to get up and starts to walk out of the tavern, leaving it open to where you can easily leave at your convenience.
Before he left, when he was saying all of that stuff, I'm going to be eyeing him very closely.
Okay.
And expressing without words that I know he's bullshitting, because I already sensed that the prior person was lying about how many people they had already sent out. And I know that he's bullshitting about the whole "this is going to be easy."
Okay. No, that's fair.
So I'm not sharing it with people. I'm just letting that person know that they're glossing over this a little bit.
Okay. And for what it's worth, with that being said, you do get the same feeling, that vibe that you got from the Mr. Not a Panda, you're getting from this individual as well. So that's an important thing to note. Anything else before as he's leaving?
As he is reaching the door, I wish to do something.
Okay, so before the door. Oh yeah, go ahead, Duncan.
I will do so. I'm going. Okay, so when he stands up, I stand up.
Oh, okay.
And I'll put on my. Did he give us the name of who we're supposed to talk to?
No, you were told to head to Tribor and investigate or help prepare for a potential invasion. You were not given a point of contact.
But he said he would once I agreed to the quest, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fair. I'd say that
So as he stands up, I'll stand up and I'll put my hat on and I'll say, "Steve, who's our contact?"
He'll go, do not worry about it. They will be waiting for you when you get to Tribor. Just basically give them your names and or at least one of your names, and everything else will be taken care of. If you have any questions or need somebody to talk to.
All right. Zada, is there a Temple of Amater here?
There is.
All right. Is there anybody here that needs more than the rest of the day to get ready before we take on this adventure?
Can I assume that he is moving away as we talk about this?
No, since there's still a question being asked, he has not left the table yet.
Then I don't say anything yet.
Okay. Micah, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
What's the name of this establishment?
Oh, of course. This is the Lonely Note.
Lonely Note. Awesome.
It's it was made in honor of the individual that originally started this business. It was fascinating. It was a chef bard. It was a bard that his instruments of all things were cooking utensils, and learned how to use a single note to help craft various delicacies. It's very fascinating. That's where the name comes from. It's a lonely note because it's a single note that would be used to concoct all of these incredible dishes that are being served here.
Interesting. I thought it was called the Lonely Note because of how close it was to the graveyard of the city.
That is beautiful. I unfortunately not, but I love that. In fact, you know what? I think in my heart, I'm gonna think that that's what it's about because that's a little bit more poetic. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And I'm sorry, Duncan, you had something?
If no one here objects, if you guys all want to travel together instead of all meeting up at Tribor, we can all head out at daybreak tomorrow.
Yeah, you mean we gotta stay here for the night?
I will say, if it matters to you at all, Duncan, it's still roughly midday, so there's still plenty of the day left. If you wanted to start traveling today, but there's no, you can definitely stay here for the night if y'all choose to do so. But you do have time if you want to head out today. You can. It is entirely up to y'all.
I'm ready for adventure.
I too am well rested. I visited the temple and donated my tithe. If we need to head out, I am okay.
How should we travel there? Should we take the roads or should we go through the forest?
I'm still a little bit confused on this whole map thing. But
Oh, agreed, but it seems pretty straightforward.
yeah,
Although the forest may be closer in distance, it may not be closer in time. Because the terrain is rougher and there are more hazards.
so that makes sense.
We can discuss how to travel.
I have one more item of business before I'm able to leave. I can leave. I can be ready to go in about an hour. I don't know how we do time here. Shortly, shall we all meet up at the gate if you guys do not want to wait till tomorrow?
Which gate?
The only one I know of is the one to the north.
There is a way, even though it's not explored fully, the area that you entered, you did notice before you got to this gated area, there is an exit, there's an entrance to the south as well. And looking at the map, you can see that there is a path that is traveling south. So you can either head through the south gate if you're heading down here, or the north gate if you're heading this way.
Then the gate to the south.
Sure, fine with me.
Forms of transportation. I mean, I walked here.
I could talk to Uncle Tuck. He could canon us there.
Cannon?
I don't.
Oh no, he just went on vacation. I don't think he could canon us.
Is that what you did to get here?
No, I walked.
No, you definitely flew.
No, I walked.
Oh.
That's how I got to this cafe. I walked. You were here. I carried a guy on my shoulder.
No.
Technically, I danced. No, you're right. I danced. I danced here.
I'm talking about how you arrived at the bridge. You fell out of the sky.
I don't remember. Which bridge? I've seen a lot of bridges.
I'm on board with
There's
this so
only
much.
3 bridges in the whole city.
But I've seen more than 3 bridges.
I put my face down on the table
Oh, that's fair. Oh, holy bamboo.
I'll head to the south gate as soon as I'm done with my business, and
Okay.
whatever you guys decide, I'm okay with.
So it sounds like
Steve.
just a quick 1 sec, just for that question. Hold that, Duncan. 1 sec. Just a quick confirmation, everybody. Is there anything? Well, first of all, is there anything that anybody wants to do or explore before leaving the city? I know that Duncan, there's something you were wanting to do. Rocean, was there anything that you needed or wanted to do before you were ready to leave Neverwinter?
I want to go shopping for food.
You will go shopping for food? Okay. Micah, what about yourself?
Mostly like re-up my rations and stuff, but also find a place secluded, like by myself, that I can open the package that I got from the mail earlier.
Perfect. Okay. Cadence, what about yourself?
I'd go and make sure I have all the supplies I need, but then if I guess we're staying the night at least, I would go to the market square and play for those in the passing by.
We're not planning to stay the night, at least not currently.
I'll just play by the south gate.
Oh, so once you get your initial supplies and things like that. Okay. Zada, what about yourself? Anything that you need to do before you are good to go?
I will return to the temple because it's really the only place that I know.
Okay.
And check in with them to see if there is anything they would like for me to do along the way to Tribor.
Okay.
Anyone I need to check on, or any kind of messages I need to pass along. And then I will also see if there's any way that I can bribe a healing potion out of somebody.
Okay. Duncan, were you planning on... Oh, I'm sorry, Zada, go ahead.
Just one. I don't need a whole bunch, but it'd be nice to have something.
That's very fair. Duncan, were you planning on going to the temple as well, just for confirmation?
Nope. I'm going to attempt to convince Steve to let me escort the writ to the Hunting's Lodge, because that's where I'm heading.
Okay. Perfect. So we have supplies, hunting lodge. We have the temple. Nyx, what about yourself? Is there anything that you need to do or want to do before it's time to head to the gate?
The only thing that she cares about right at this moment is, as the guy is leaving, she is going to way too loudly say, well, the important thing is that we stop the invasion in Tribor, right?
Of course.
No. Okay. Okay. That'll be the final thing that happens here. So Duncan, what were you going to ask Steve?
She also makes sure to say invasion and Tribor louder than the other parts.
Okay. Noted. While we're checking with Duncan, Nyx, do me a favor. Give me a performance check with advantage. Go ahead, Duncan.
Steve, if you'd like, I'm already heading over to the Hunter's Lodge. I can take that writ for you. I did just deliver a whole bunch earlier today.
Oh, well, that's so kind of you. Absolutely, that'll save me a ton of trouble. Here, and he unclings it, grabs the writ, and hands it to you. He goes, before he does, you see him put a thumbprint over, like after he wraps it up, he puts a thumbprint, and out of nowhere, you see what looks like almost like wax get burned onto the paper. You didn't see him with any wax in his hand, but you see that some got melted, almost like giving a stamp on the actual writ, and hands it to you. So go ahead and deliver this, my friend.
I sure will. And I head out.
Okay. And then Nyx, as you see as Steve gets ready to leave, he hears what you say. He does that thing where the best example I can give anybody is in the Dukes of Hazzard remake, where there's a guy that goes, you're not supposed to wear white on Labor Day, and the immediate gut-wrenching freeze for 5 seconds, and then just keep moving. That's basically what he does. So he doesn't acknowledge what you did, but he's very much aware of it, Nyx, if that matters.
Yes.
And you start to... Anybody with a passive perception of at least an 11 hears rumbling and fearful talking amongst themselves in the restaurant.
And to be very clear, I explicitly say it to the group here and not to anyone else. I just say it way too loud.
Okay.
I'm picturing the meme guy that blinks and shakes his head, just kind of blinks, the blonde guy.
Yep. Cadence, were you about to say something? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought Cadence, I heard you. My apologies.
Sorry, no.
Okay. Okay. Well then, everybody heads out. Duncan, you're headed back to. In fact, I'll go ahead and swap us back over to our other map real quick here, and we'll get everybody situated here. And I think it'll be about time for us to start wrapping up after that. So let's get through here as well. So I'm going to go and get y'all into groups here. So just for a confirmation, everybody, Rocean, you, Mika, and Cadence are a traveling party. You three are traveling to go get rations and supplies. So you three are going shopping together. And then Mika, after you get your initial supplies, you are, from what I understand, you're going to kind of step away to go and open your package. Or would you prefer to try to shop, to go and do your package on your own and then go shopping after the fact?
No, I can go shopping with the group.
Okay. Nyx, where were you headed?
Nyx is just going to tag along, possibly with Duncan.
Okay.
Just he has a cool hat, and that's the most interesting thing about anybody that she cares about.
Okay. So Duncan and Nyx are headed to the hunting lodge together. And Zada, you were headed to the temple. Okay.
I am, but I want to make sure that I have permission to re-enter this ward to meet up with everybody before I leave it.
So the good news is, if it's about the exit, the actual exit is right down here. So you do not have to be in the gated area.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. If that helps.
100% okay. I just didn't want to leave and then not be able to get back. So.
Gotcha. Makes perfect. A very good question, but no, you are good in that regard. No, you're fine. So what we're gonna do is for the supply piece here, Zada, for your check, so you're going in and you're looking to see if you could potentially get some form of like a healing potion as like something to take along with your travels. Is that right?
Yes, and to see if there are any notes, messages, like side along the way things. Not anything that takes me out of the area, but if there's anyone I need to check up along the road or along the path.
Gotcha. Okay. That's perfect there. So go ahead and do me a favor and roll me give me a persuasion check. This is going to be, this is going to cover two things. One, this is the, I'm sorry. What this is going to be is it's going to cover two things. One of these is going to be asking to see if there's any healing potions or something to help with the journey available at the temple. And then the other piece of this is for general information or need to know things that you might want to be aware of on the way to Tribor. While that's happening, Duncan and Nyx, you two are headed to the hunting lodge. Was there anything in particular you were wanting to look at, Duncan, at the hunting lodge other than actually delivering the writ?
There's two things to note. First, I'm gonna go check out the Pinterest board and see if there's any things of delivering from here to Tribor.
Okay.
Writs, any extra writs I might be able to take on.
Okay.
And then secondly, if not, or if is, whichever, I will then hand deliver the writ to the gentleman and let them know that I have, per my affiliate thing, I have signed up 5 more people for this.
Okay, you're going to. Okay, all right. I'm glad you remembered that. Zada was Temple, Duncan, Nyx. We're headed to Hunting Lodge. One confirmation, Nyx, as well. While Duncan is doing this, was there anything particular you were wanting to get from the Hunting Lodge, or was it just keeping an eye on Duncan?
Nyx doesn't have any real goal here, so she is just tagging along to see what happens.
Okay. Okay.
Also, I will mention that I don't know if it's going to matter, but Nyx, when she signed the paper, used her magical tinkering to create words. So anytime she wants, she can end that effect. And she's contemplating doing so before Duncan turns it in.
Now, what does this affect? What does this affect? What does this effect do?
Basically, she can just create words with magical tinkering.
Okay.
So she has created the burned image of her name on there, and it'll go away when she ends the effect or uses it twice more.
Got it.
So she's thinking about ending it now, but she doesn't yet know what exactly the point of this was. So she's kind of observing and may end it at any time.
Okay. That's important to note. As Duncan would be turning this in, do you choose to do so or do you hold off?
I hold off until I understand more about what's happening.
Okay.
Because I don't have to end it either.
Noting that there. Okay. So Zada, you went to the table. Zada, what was your persuasion check?
Big old fat 0. Yep.
A 0.
I got a natural 1 minus 1.
Well, since you are going to the Temple of Ilmater knows you got this. You are welcome to re-roll that. You've been granted a double I, the Ilmater inspiration.
All right, we're gonna see what happens with that. That's a 5.
Hey, that's enough
to have help, man.
That's not bad. Okay, got a 5 there.
I mean, it is the Temple of Suffering, so you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Duncan, roll me a D100. This is to see any writs that you find. We're gonna go through how the activity happens next time, but I want to go ahead and get these rolls and checks done for next time to get those good to go. So, what was your D100 roll?
19.
A 19 out of 100. Perfect. I definitely do not have a list of things ready to go for this. I'm so happy. And then of course, Cadence, Mika, and Rocean. So we're gonna do 2 pieces of this. I'm adding a piece of this just for your awareness from a player perspective, and then in character we will handle the this next time. Go ahead with the money that you already have. Go ahead and take a look at the adventuring supplies and cost. If you want to go ahead and start getting a shopping list together of items you're looking for next time, we'll go through the actual shopping together, looking at the stores that are available and which items actually are, if there's anything that you were looking for in particular. And we'll go through those shopping lists next time. So I'll make a note here for a shopping list. And in addition to that, Micah, I'm adding a what's in the box piece for us to handle that's not going to be with Cadence and Rocean there. And I posted that in our chat channel there, where that way y'all have that as reference for next time.
Okay, for reference.
Yes.
The trek from Neverwinter to Tribor on foot will take between 9.5 and 7.5 days, depending on how quickly we go. Just for planning purposes, for how many rations to buy and all that kind of stuff.
I said 9 1/7. Sorry, 9.5. There, you said 9.5 to 7 days.
7.5, yeah, depending on whether we go a regular or a fast pace.
Let's see, regular, and then
So about a 10-day.
Yeah,
there we go. Perfect. I've added that to the chat channel as well, so you'll have that for reference. But with that being said, that is going to wrap up episode 1, my friends, of our Savage Frontier Shenanigans on Panda Plays D&D. I want to take a moment really to thank Faye, Fatewalker, Feldoth, Humbling, Thrun2GG, and VityaTheGnome. I really appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us tonight. I hope y'all had a wonderful time today. I know I had a wonderful time DMing for y'all.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Panda.
It's awesome.
It's fun.
The plan is next week, my friends. We're going to be back on episode 2. In episode 2, we're going to finish up the supplies. Zada, your trip to the temple. Duncan and Nyx, your pandemonium happening at the hunting lodge. We're going to be leaving out of Neverwinter, and we're going to be heading on the road officially for your first adventure and your first travel checks.